Before we get into today's episode, I want to shine a light on the show sponsors. Let me introduce you to a game changer in the world of content creation, Opus Clip. Imagine a powerful app that transforms your longer videos into engaging bite-sized reels that not only capture attention, but also promote your brand, your business, or even you. Most of you have seen the Beyond Business reels of past guests or even me as you're scrolling through your news feed. Well, I'd love to take credit for the hard work of editing, captioning, clipping, and posting to multiple platforms multiple times per week, but Opus Clip does it all for me. That is my cheat. With Opus Clip, you don't have to be a video editing whiz to create stunning clips that resonate with your audience. This intuitive app does all the heavy lifting for you, automatically crafting highlights that sound perfect for your social media, marketing campaigns, or simply sharing your creative genius with the world. Are you ready to elevate your content game? Scan this QR code to unlock the full potential of Opus Clips. Let your creativity flow and watch your engagement soar. Scan the QR code now so it opens up in your browser. When you finish watching this episode, start creating captivating reels. Your brand deserves to shine, and Opus Clip is here to help you do just that. Transform your backyard into a paradise with Family Home and Patio, proudly featuring American-made products for unmatched quality and durability. Whether it's a sleek in-ground retreat or an easy above-ground solution, their installation pros bring your vision of the dream pool to life. Their showroom in Decatur, Illinois, not only has premium brand hot tubs with expert installation and top-tier service to keep yours bubbling year-round, but they also carry chemicals, filters, accessories, and everything you need to keep your water crystal clear and your pool party ready. Their expert pool and hot tub technicians provide professional maintenance and repair to keep your backyard oasis in peak condition all year round. The Family Home and Patio is a family-owned, family-operated, and family-focused company. That's why they treat you like one of their own. Your backyard deserves the best, and they have it, crafted right here in the USA. Family Home and Patio, where relaxation meets home. Give them a call at 217-877-2808 or visit them online at familyhomeandpatio.com to make your dream a reality. If you're looking for top-notch drone services, look no further. Aerial Elite Solutions specializes in providing high-quality aerial imagery and data collection for a variety of industries, from real estate to construction to agriculture to telecom to solar and more. Whether you need stunning photos to showcase a property, detailed site surveys of your construction project, or captivating footage of your events, Aerial Elite Solutions has the expertise and cutting-edge technology to deliver exceptional results. Their team of skilled professionals is dedicated to capturing breathtaking visuals that elevate your projects and help you see things from a whole new perspective. With Aerial Elite Solutions, you're not just getting a drone service, you're getting a partner committed to bringing your vision to life. So if you're ready to take your business to new heights, literally, reach out to Aerial Elite Solutions today. Visit flyaes.com or call 217-330-7226 to learn how they can help you transform your projects with their services. As we all know, storm season can bring unpredictable weather, and protecting your home or business is more important than ever. That's where Midwest Lightning Rods comes in. With nearly 100 years of experience in the lightning protection design and installation industry, they are your trusted experts in keeping your property safe from the dangers of lightning strikes. Midwest Lightning Rod specializes in creating customized solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring your home is a safe haven during the storms. Their dedicated team understands the importance of safety and offers free estimates to help you decide the best protection for your property. Don't leave your safety to chance. Reach out to Midwest Lightning Rods today and give yourself the peace of mind knowing you're well protected. Visit lightningstrikes-weprotect.com or give them a call at 872-4676 to learn more about how you can be a part of the community that's been protected by MLR. I want to give another huge shout out to all the sponsors for supporting the podcast and helping us bring this great content. And now, let's get into it.
Welcome to Beyond Business, where stories come alive. With guests from every corner, we're ready to dive. New episode every 5 days, new voices to share. Laughs and insights, we're all in this affair. Beyond Business, come take a seat. Join the conversation, it's a journey that's sweet. Life lessons learned and laughter from the heart. With every episode, we're making a start.
Graduated from Stephen Decatur. We were on our way to the military. You know what I'm saying? The same day he had his physical for military, we found out I was pregnant with our son.
What?
No bullcrap. His name's Rodney Hines. I'm not lying. You can ask him this story.
That is nuts, dude.
I'm telling you, I took care of him during the whole entire pregnancy. My mom is super, super religious. I grew up in a Kojic church.
What's that?
Church of God in Christ. Pentecostal.
What's that compared to just what in the regular church? That's the long church?
Yes. That's the shouting church, the speaking in tongues church,
yeah.
laying hands on you church, right?
Yeah, we call that the Black Catholics.
Are you serious?
I just made that up. You know how Catholic service be all day? Yeah.
Yeah, this was the church that I grew up in. I'm so serious, right on Clinton Street.
They do it there.
I'm
They feel the Holy Ghost in there.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that?
I believe in the Holy Ghost.
But you believe that's what's happening, or
oh, absolutely.
they get it moving, right?
I believe that you get an incarnation of a spirit.
For sure.
And what that spirit does, either it's negative or positive, is whatever you choose to incorporate in your life. Because you can get provoked by a negative spirit, just like you were talking to that lady that at the last interview you did the other day. Like some people are just born evil, or you know what I'm saying, provoked, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've worked in social services for like 25, almost 30 years now. I've seen it. I've worked in any field you can imagine.
As far as you mean dealing with every type of people?
Every type.
So you've always been in a job where you're helping. I mean, you're right. I don't know how I'm making
social
it really.
Services.
There we go. I'm
social
like, how
services.
am I having a difficult part?
No, seriously, anything in social services I've done. I've worked with behavioral disorders, mental health institutions, kids that have been, I just left JDC, Juvenile Detention Center, where, I just witnessed like a 14-year-old kid in there who had like sexually assaulted a 38-year-old woman, killed a man. And I'm like, what is wrong? Like what happened? You know what I mean?
So you go talk to the young man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've worked in every field that you could imagine. I was in healthcare.
How was that? How was that conversation? Was he receptive at all, or was he still?
Yeah, he was receptive, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I've been in social services for 30 years almost, right? And I mean, with the most violent people that you could imagine. Never, not once been attacked.
Really?
Never, not once felt threatened. Never, not once. Which is why I believe like my purpose and things and the way that I move is just different.
Well, that's the key. Is a lot of times we have a huge control over how people react, whether it's a cop. Well, you know what I mean? If you decide to go there, and you have, obviously you're very good at coming in low and staying low and mellow and calm. But that's a gift, man.
It is. I'm telling you.
Social service, being able to do that is a gift. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is. And it has been, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, wow, I can't say this for every person that's worked with people that have been violent. Because I've watched. Oh, yeah. A person, especially when I was at the Pavilion in Champaign working there. I saw the director.
Everyone who has your job doesn't have your temperament also.
No.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of where it's just a job.
Yeah.
And it's like, no,
Yeah.
You signed up for be a therapist and a
Everything.
interventionist and
Everything.
yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I've had success in it. So
what made you do that after whenever you were young, you didn't end up going to the military?
no.
Did
He
you go
was
to college?
supposed to go. He was supposed to go.
He was supposed to go, right.
Yep. So
Did you end up doing the college thing immediately at all, or did you hit the workforce, or what'd you do?
Let's go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I left here at 18. Right. And before I left here, I was going to Mr. John's cosmetology.
Yeah.
School. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Man.
Like I'm telling you, we're older, right?
Yeah.
So
John Stubblefield.
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Yeah.
He finally passed away.
He
No, I'm
did.
not gonna say that. Let's not talk bad about that.
No,
but
hey.
he was
his
something.
school. Yeah.
He was something.
They had that but he built a lot of young ladies' careers there. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
he did.
I think didn't they even offer it? Is that still there?
It's another.
Oh, it's still
I thought it was still a school. Now, don't give me the lying, but I know, like after he had left, or never. But I went to school there, and I met after I had my 2 kids. No lie, I never married the guy that I had the 2 kids by. You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't part of the plan, huh?
It was part of the plan.
He just
but
didn't act right.
It was his parents. You know.
Then it's him.
Edit this out. But
That's
he
crazy.
was so sick for like 4 or 5 years. So they had like the same time that I told you I was pregnant with our son. Listen, my mom and her sisters came up to the hospital. They gave him that night and they were going to pull the plug on him. Literally, keep this part in.
Okay.
They were going to pull the plug on him that night. My mom and her sisters came up to the hospital. No lie, they prayed for him. And so for 8 months, I had been going back and forth to Springfield because they said my son was going to be severely mentally retarded when he was born.
Okay.
Because he had water on his brain, right?
All right.
And I was like, I'm 17, right? About to be 18.
So the kid's dad is sick.
Yep, with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
He's not getting better.
Nope.
And your baby is sick.
Yep.
And you're a kid.
And I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And so they were like, you know what? Your baby's going to be, severely mentally retarded. He's got water on his brain. Every ultrasound, I was going over to Springfield. Every ultrasound, no lie, Nick, was water on the brain on my son. I could prove it. I've got the papers. You know what I'm saying? And
so you were like, here we go.
Right. So then I'm like, how much worse can this get? Anyway, my
Pile
mom.
it on. Pile it on.
Right. I'm 17.
Pile it on, Lord.
I'm 17, right?
Appreciate you.
Like I saw my kids, I told you at the beginning of this. Like I saw my kids. I saw that I was going to have 2 children by this man. Like what happened, right? Let me tell you something. No lie. My mom and her sisters came into the hospital room that night that he was supposed to get the plug pulled, which he did.
Uh-huh.
They pulled the plug on him. And in that hospital room, my mom and her sisters were praying. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was gathered around in the room. They let everybody come in because we were all saying goodbye.
Right.
Don't you know they pulled the plug and he started breathing on his own at 12:02?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not joking. That same night, right? My mom and her sisters and everything were praying. Like, I'm telling you.
The plug is a ventilator, right? So they pulled it and he goes, I don't need it.
Yep. And we thought he was going to die. And so like 2 weeks later, I end up giving birth to our son. Right?
Wait, he's still alive? He was still alive?
He was still alive. He lived for 2 more weeks, right?
Oh, man, that's crazy.
2 more weeks after that, I gave birth to our son. I was in labor for 48 hours and just rocked on a ball for 2 days because I was like, if this is the last time that I'm going to be with my baby, I had decided to give my child up for adoption.
Okay.
And I was like, because I'm 17.
You don't know what.
Right. I already
Life's been kicking your ass since the plan.
Man, for real, right? So I'm like, I'm not finna keep this baby, and I've already got a daughter. So I'm like, I don't.
Right.
This is too much pressure for me.
Okay.
So I had social workers coming back and forth to the hospital, to the house to visit me. We were going to put him up for adoption. And when I got to the hospital, no, he was born with nothing wrong with him.
So what they said was for sure It was for sure. This is what his
Yes.
diagnosis is.
Yes, he had water on the brain for 8
He come
months.
out crying like he's supposed to.
All the tests, everything came back clear.
You're like,
what is happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because I was like, this is like a story. This, which is why it's so wild that I'm even talking to you about it, because I tell people this story. You know what I mean? But I've never told it on a platform where I'm like,
this is good.
I've never told this platform. I mean, I could tell you so many different things that have happened in my life that you'd be like, ain't no way.
Okay, so I'm going to start with going. When you said you're 16, I seen my 2 kids, I was immediately like,
what the hell? No, you didn't.
I said, no, you not like that. You just seen a boy you liked, is what you said.
Right.
Because you was 16. You don't know shit. But, okay, so when everything is fine with the baby, does his adopted family is like there?
No, the social worker to take him was there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They were at the hospital. I was ready to just, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
And does that what happened?
No, I never gave him up.
Oh, you were like, this ain't happening.
I was like, are you kidding? I waited all these months to get this diagnosis, to be seen.
Oh, because you were going, I can't personally, I'm not capable of caring for 2 kids and with special needs and young and yeah. Oh, I got you, dude. So you're like, send the social worker home.
Right. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is what I had prepared for.
That's crazy.
I've been preparing.
So do they come and like apologize to you? Or is it like, no, you got to, I mean, are they like, hey, our bad for telling you that shit? No. Or you're like, no, something was wrong.
Right. 8 months. We've got the ultrasound pictures of the water on his brain, because I had to have an ultrasound every month for 8 months.
And then it's your miracle, huh? Is that what you think?
All of it is. It's crazy. It is. So the dad ended up surviving, right? Okay. But we never ended up getting married because, like I told you, what I told you.
Wait, so is he alive today?
Yes.
So he never passed away?
No.
Man, that was a rough little patch in your young life, and then you bounced back good. So were you guys together there for a bit, co-parenting and all that?
Right. Yeah. But he still had cancer.
Right.
So I was lifting him up and taking him baths. He went from
as 200. A young dude.
Yeah, he went from 240 pounds to like 68 pounds.
So he beat that shit?
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't even think you could do that.
I didn't either. But I'd never heard of it until I've gotten into my like latter years and saw people fighting it. And I really believe like our kids made him fight. You know what I mean?
I do.
And I don't even know, like I said, I was 16. Come on, Nick.
Dang.
16, 17, having kids.
Yeah.
And then he get diagnosed with cancer. And so for 5 years he fought until he got the clearance and said, you know what? No more cancer, no more nothing.
That's wild.
I'm telling you.
What a testimony, huh?
Man.
What's up with all this?
You
think you're just touched?
I absolutely believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really believe it. There has been so many things that I can honestly tell you, you're like, no damn way did that happen.
So hold on. You keep both kids. What do you do do you go to work after eventually?
You know what? I was a hustler.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was doing hair.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So listen, I ended up getting married to a guy that wasn't even my kid's dad.
Uh-huh.
He was a hustler.
He was getting some paper?
He was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're in Decatur.
I get it, man.
So I get with him and I'm like, I'm going to hair school at that point in time, I meet him at Mr. B's. Remember Mr.
B's? I do. Yeah. I do.
So I met him there.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I met him there. And he looked at me the first time we ever met and he was like, you're going to be my wife. And I was like, listen.
No, that shit worked? That's how
Unfortunately, it did.
That shit's weak as hell, man. Got you? Oh,
You're nuts.
Yeah,
But
that's
seriously,
just
he
weak.
got me, right?
Hey, you about to be my wife.
Seriously, that was like my first encounter. And I was like, outside
You're like,
of...
stop it. Okay.
Right. Like,
For real?
let's see,
Let me
right?
check you out.
So he was like cooking dinner and doing all this stuff. And, before the real relationship entry took place.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm getting treated pretty decent.
Was that first? Is that the first time you had been treated? You know what I mean? Had someone?
I mean, I didn't have like a real dating experience
Right.
because everything.
So that was the first time I'm saying it felt like you was the center of attention to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
it's a good feeling.
And right. And
even if it's a trick.
It was, because when I tell you the story of how we got married, and I'm asking the Lord, like, should I marry him? Should I marry him, Lord? I was like, give me a sign, right?
He's like, no.
Literally. The day that we went to get our marriage license here in Decatur, we had a tornado. And I was like, nah. It's not
Let's go to the basement until this passes.
No, we were in the car driving down Grand Street, right? And then a freaking tree falls in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't care, huh?
I was like, that's not...
We'll climb the tree.
That's not the sign. That is not the sign, Lord. You're kidding me, right?
That wasn't registering at the time, was
it? Wasn't. It
right?
wasn't.
You're just going, oh, this is a crazy storm.
Right. This is like, we're having a tornado?
Yeah, it was nice earlier.
Right. Like, what's happening here? Right? So then we go downtown to get the marriage license. And at the time, it was upstairs. We got stuck on the elevator. And the lady at the front desk was like, we're going to, we knew you guys were stuck on the elevator and we're just going to let you get the marriage license anyway. It's after 5. Here you go.
He gave you 3 of them, huh?
3. And I said, no, there's no way. That's not it.
No way.
No. But I married him and went through, his mom made me go through pure hell.
Oh.
She gave me a box. She planned the wedding. I moved to Tennessee.
Okay.
She planned the wedding for me.
Okay. Was that a nice gesture or was it like, what the fuck are you doing, lady?
Right. So I'm like, why is this such a push for me to get married to your son? Right?
Oh, you're saying there was
right
too much.
So the next day.
Did he live down there too?
Nope. He lived up here in Decatur. Right?
Okay.
He lived up here in Decatur. He was well known in this town and city, right? And so his mom's like, oh, I knew you weren't going to come back up here and get married to him. So I was down there in Tennessee and I came back up and got married to him. Then he eventually came.
Okay.
Which was the nuts. But anyway, so the next day after we got married, I got so drunk after the wedding because I could not. I went to my mom's and dad's house and told them, Mom and Dad, I'm getting married. I got kids. I'm doing the responsible thing here.
Right.
I'm doing a responsible thing. My mom and dad were in the driveway. I will never forget this day. Me and my mom just had this conversation like the other day. And I was like, Mom, you remember the day that I got married to, you know what I'm saying? She was like, no. And I was like, I said, you don't remember? She was like, no. And so I'm like, you and Dad were sitting in the garage and you guys told me we are not going to your wedding. So I had no family members of my blood family at this wedding.
They did not support it.
No.
For good reason?
Yes.
Oh, they knew.
They knew. I got married to him that next day. Like I said, that night I got so drunk I didn't even know if I was coming or going.
Right.
The next day we went to his mom's house and she gave me this box. She just handed it to me. I'm like, what is this freaking box? She was like, these are all the newspaper clippings of him and the things and the crimes he's done in Decatur.
She scrapbooked her son, huh? What the fuck?
I'm lying to you.
Yeah, are you like...
I'm not lying to you, Nick. It was so crazy.
You're like my mom might be able to give you the one Loretta had a touchdown.
Right. Like, where I used to run track and field. Attempted murder.
Guys,
I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, he's supposed to be in, remember Adolph Meyer?
oh yeah, I grew up in Camelot. It was right there. It was right next to it.
He was supposed to be a long-term resident there.
Oh, for real?
No, I'm serious.
Oh, he was loose.
Yeah.
Loose cannon.
So I had no idea. You know what I
Did he
mean?
whoop on you? Okay.
And then the first time he did hit me.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that hit because Nick, I came back full force.
He did.
And I had to stab him in the leg.
He was like, not today, huh?
Right. Because I was like, you didn't even show this kind of side to me, right?
Right.
And then I just found like so many things, you know, the compulsive cheating, oh my gosh, Nick, it was just like, when we moved to Tennessee, it was like a horror story. I felt like I was in a Tubi
So
movie.
you went somewhere where neither one of you really know people, and he was on it from the jump.
Rampant cheater.
Oh.
Rampant.
He likes attention. Huh?
Oh my God. And I was like, man, you know, I had my cousins help him get a job down there. He still wanted to live a life of crime.
Right.
And I was like, wow, you know, I went up to his job thinking that he was at work one night, Nick. And let me tell you, he wasn't work, and nor yet he'd been in 3 weeks.
Yeah, they're like, bro.
Like, he ain't been here in 3 weeks. He
collected his last check.
Right.
A week ago.
My cousin was like,
oh, he gets dressed to go to work and everything?
Got dressed to go to work every single day.
Bullshit. Hey, that's doing a lot, man.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
And I was like,
what do you think's up with that? What do you think's up with cheating? What do you think's up with dudes who cheat? Why? You think there's a reason?
I absolutely.
Do you think if you're a cheater, you always cheat?
No.
No.
Because I can speak for it.
You cheating motherfucker. You fucking cheated.
Nick, I was doing the big payback because I felt like, you know what I mean?
That works.
You know what I mean, right?
I do.
But you're like, man, you know.
It's called stooping, right?
Ain't it though?
I've been a compulsive cheater a lot. So.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even in your older years now?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
You didn't learn anything from it?
Yeah.
Not to do it anymore?
Yeah. Eventually, it hurts me.
So serious.
And it didn't. It never did. And then when it finally did, it was like, ooh, man. And I hurt some good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But no, seriously. Like oh my God, I can tell you some crap. I can tell you some stories. We're just talking right now.
So
right?
Do you get divorced from him in
Eventually,
Tennessee?
No. You know what? He went to prison.
In Tennessee or up here?
In Tennessee.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, even the story about how we ended up getting married, Nick, I came home from work and he had jumped onto a dumpster and got into a 2-story apartment building. And was waiting on the inside of the house for me. You know what I'm saying? That was like before the marriage, right? Like, he really loves me. Really loves me.
There's extra love there. That's for sure what that means.
Right. Well, I was scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of my mind. But then I was also like, okay, you know, maybe he does. I don't know. So, you know, after all that, we get married. We moved to Tennessee. Right. We're down there. Like I said, he's lying, you know, still want to live the life of the hustler that he was up here. And I was like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I mean, I understand about the hustle game and, you know, trying to survive. And at that point I had kids. I was on birth control, Nick, because I was like, I don't want to get pregnant by him.
Okay.
That was crazy, right? Then I ended up getting an infection and had to get on, you know, medication, penicillin.
And it makes your birth control not work, right?
Didn't even know it. Back in the day,
right.
That was not the explanation they gave me.
No.
You know it wasn't.
No. I think I just heard about that shit like a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. They never said that. Yeah. So I was purposefully on birth control to not get pregnant by him. And then he had kids up here. You know what I mean?
And did you get pregnant?
Yeah. I got pregnant and we got our daughter who's now 27, who just got married about 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
You know, but he's dead. Her dad's dead.
How'd he die?
Sarcoidosis. Same thing Bernie Mac died of.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go back and forth to the joint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spent 11/29 the first time that he got arrested in Tennessee, 11 months, 29 days. And then the next time was not even a year later, and he did 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like, now I got 3 kids at this point.
Back solo again.
Back solo again, right?
And you were still in Tennessee?
Still in Tennessee.
So did you move back up here for the family support and stuff?
Nope.
No?
No, I continued to stay on down there.
Okay.
So I think he went to prison for that 10-year bit in like when our daughter was like 2 or 3.
Okay.
You know, and so I stayed on down there. I mean, because at that point in time, I was working in various industries. Like I went back to school, got my CNA, was on to getting my LPN. Started working at the hospital at the cardiac and pulmonary unit.
Okay.
Nick, that's a story within itself.
What, working there?
Yeah. The fact that how many people that you saw die, it was on a daily basis. Like I would ask my mom and her sisters in the church to pray for me because it was like...
That's traumatic as fuck.
Man, I'm telling you, like you hear the call light go off or, you know, you just be talking to somebody in the room and they would have like the stents put up in them. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, whatever the cardiac and pulmonary issue was. And I'd be in the room, literally walk down walk just down to the nurse's station to get a blanket, to get whatever it was. The call light go off. Cardiac arrest. They'd be dead before I even got back to the room. You know, and this was nightly.
And you're supposed to be programming yourself to just let that. It's just part of the deal.
Yeah, yeah.
That's hard.
You have no idea.
Do they address that at the hospital? Do they acknowledge that that's traumatic?
No.
Like they don't have you talk to any?
No.
Really?
No.
Again, they just think it's a job, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's what it is. You know what I mean?
It is,
I know, but it's a sadistic kind of a thought process. But
dude.
And then, you know, working on the Alzheimer's unit in nursing homes and constantly
that would be hard. Like, how are you going to befriend the old man over here and then he gone? It's like, oh, shit, another one. Hey, no.
Yeah.
It's not.
This is what I did for years down there. This was the only time that I kept jobs 4 and 5 years. And
is it partially because you would also get connected to people? Like you were like, I'm not going to.
I know.
Damn it. Eileen, I'm going to be back tomorrow.
I know. Holding people's butt cheek up with your forearm, washing it.
Oh, you're just gift. You just have you're just one of them people.
Man, I'm telling you, you know, like nobody can explain to me that I do not know what hard work is, which is why I really like my formative years after I've left Tennessee and lived up here in Illinois and worked as hard as I have up here. I would never get a raise after a year and I would leave the job completely.
Right.
Because I'm like,
I showed you I'm worth more. We're going to acknowledge this or not.
No, and they wouldn't. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And working on the cardiac and pulmonary unit, Nick, how about I moved back up here to Illinois, right? I lived in Houston, Texas for 2 years as well.
Okay.
So after Jackson, Tennessee, that was 14. 15, 16, I lived in Houston, Texas with my kids. My kids were like, I can't.
What took you there? A boy?
Just a new experience.
You just went and checked it out?
I went and checked it out, went and saw it, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something different.
Just go start fresh.
I don't have a problem with leaving.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? I've never been scared to go anywhere by myself on my own. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with my kids being with me, of course, it would give them a little anxiety.
Sure.
But I wanted them to have that muster up in yourself. And like
character building.
You can do anything if you want to.
Yeah.
Just go.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. The only one making it seem uncomfortable in that room is you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Everyone will talk. Just talk back or whatever.
Totally.
Right?
You know, like I'm telling you. So my kids were like, what? Like, we can't live down here. The college here that we have here was the same size as the elementary school and the middle school.
Oh, yeah.
So when they
got schools. Yeah.
So
they got 2,500 in a freshman class, and yeah.
That's 3,000, 35.
They got stadiums that hold 80,000 for football games. That's dope, though.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, listen. Then I end up meeting this guy. Oh my God, We can go with that story too. But so I end up, let me tell you, I moved back up here to Illinois. I got to tell you that story too. It's an in-between time. We getting to know each other. But anyway, I met this guy. He was a pastor.
Okay.
I was like,
Man of God.
right?
Surely he's not on bullshit.
Surely he was a kingpin.
Of bullshit.
Yes. I'm telling you, the kingpin. Never would I ever have thought it. And that's what made me, I can't be this naive, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I?
For sure.
Like, can I?
You just want that, though. Maybe you just wanted it. If you want something bad enough, it makes you kind of not pay attention.
I can't say that because I was like I'm very confrontational.
I got that whenever you said you stabbed.
Like, seriously. But I'm very confrontational. And for me not to even, it wasn't that I wasn't thinking. I was like, he's a man of God. If what he's saying is this, then this has to be, right? Because why would I question if that was what you...
That is it. He was a master manipulator.
Oh my God. And he was like 25 years older than me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I got a little fresh Sally over here.
Yeah.
Me whole time thinking that we going to end up getting married. None of the above. None of the above.
You was just a tenderoni.
Yeah. Then I end up getting pregnant.
Bam.
Mm-hmm. So now this is 10 years after my last child.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, ain't no way in the world. Why? No. And my last baby is 10.
Yeah, that's just been done.
I'm done having kids.
Right. Grandkids
right?
are up next eventually.
So I had a child 10 years later by this preacher. And I got to tell you that story.
Down there? In Texas.
In Tennessee. I moved back to Tennessee to have my daughter.
Okay.
Because I was like, I like the doctors that were in Tennessee as opposed to here in Illinois.
Okay.
And so we stayed here for a little while. And then, in Tennessee for a little while before I end up moving back to Illinois. But I had my daughter, and Nick, no lie, the Holy Ghost told me after I had her, he was on his way up there because he said he couldn't be there for the birth. And I was like, that's strange. Why wouldn't you be there for our daughter's birth? You know what I mean? We had been preparing for it, right?
Oh, so he didn't beforehand say, hey, I'm real freaked out about this type of shit. No. He was ready.
No, I was having a cesarean section.
Oh.
It was scheduled.
Yeah, just be up here, bro. Yeah.
So I had it scheduled because I wanted pelvic preservation.
Okay.
You never heard of it because you're looking at me like that.
Right.
You want to preserve your vagina.
I was thinking that, but I was like, is that vagina preservation?
That's what it is.
So you're saying you got him cut it out so you'd have to go to pussy still?
Right.
Seriously?
I'm serious. Delete this out of here.
That is great.
I'm so serious because I'm like, this baby is going to be a big baby, right? I'm a little woman. You know what I mean?
You're like, don't.
It's 10 years later. My vagina is not going to be the same. I know women, still having issues with their, listen.
Yeah, they are.
I'd rather you cut that thing up on out of me.
That is great. Pussy preservation. You girls should have thought about that. You got out here ruined.
You could never say that about me. But anyway. Nick, I'm so forthcoming. Man. It's crazy as hell. Okay, but don't you put that shit in
I'm
there.
definitely putting this. This is definitely good. The title of this is She's Got Good Pussy. I'll use like some whatever hashtags. Right. They're going to know it.
Like, what?
They're going to be like, what? How dare he?
Exactly. Then they're like, that's why can't nobody get her ass. Anyway.
They'll have the most watches. They're like, are they going to? Oh,
yeah.
This is a fucking podcast? Right.
I'm so serious. It's the truth. So I was like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to push anything out of me. I was like,
this is a decision you can make?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so serious.
Right.
Me and the doctor talked about it because I told her I do not believe. I researched. And then when I came to my doctor, she was like, Mica, you are wild. And I was like, no, it says that I can legally have this procedure done. I was in the healthcare.
Pick the birthday. Yep. It's going to be this date.
Yep.
You're available, right, Doc?
Yeah.
All right. Keep that open. So, yeah.
I'm telling you, no way. No way. Like, no. She was going to be 9-10 pounds when she was born. So I was like, you crazy?
Wake me up when you're done, bro.
Yeah. It was over, I had the surgery done, right? So I'm waiting on him to even show up, right? A week went by, a week and a half went by. He was like...
Still didn't show up?
Nope.
He didn't never come to the hospital?
Nope. No.
And then you're home?
Then I'm home, right?
And you don't live together?
Nope.
Okay.
He's living in... Now, he moved from Jackson, Tennessee to Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So he was like, he was a traveling pastor. I'm
Sure
like,
he was.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
So then we're there.
He's a man of the cloth.
Right. No lie, Nick. He gets there. He hangs his coat up in the closet. And the Holy Ghost told me, go into his closet in his coat pocket. And I was like, go into his coat pocket?
That was not the Holy Ghost, first of
Nick.
all.
Yes, it was.
Psycho woman.
I'm telling you. Like, seriously, right? Because why would I go in his things?
I get it. Yeah.
Why would I go in his things? And why
That's
would
real
it be
random. Right?
So specific.
And you're like, let me go. And what was in there?
A receipt.
Ooh.
Right?
Mm-mm.
So it was a dry cleaner's receipt. Now, I know you're like, what the?
Okay.
Dry cleaner's receipt. So I'm reading down the list. It said blouse and a skirt.
Ooh.
And then it had a number. And I was like, well, this isn't his number. Let me call the house. Let me call this number.
Okay.
So I called the number. On the answering machine, when it came on, it said, this is Victoria and William Simpson's residence. Nick, I found out he had got married. And
That was his wife?
That was his wife on the recording.
So she wasn't doing nothing wrong. She was in the dark too.
No, she told me that she knew about me the whole time. I was with him 7 years, right?
Like they met and got married while he was in a relationship with you?
Yep. She told me she knew about me the whole entire time. She knew that he was coming up there to see the baby. She knew everything. Knew what I looked like, knew where I was living, knew the fact that he was taking care of me and supporting me through the whole pregnancy. Knew everything.
So were you like, hey, bitch?
What is your problem, right? So then I find out, right, from her, she said she had cancer. And that he had eventually like put her on his life insurance and stuff like that because she had cancer. So I was like, he was waiting for you to die to collect a check?
That's exactly right? And did she die?
No.
What?
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're
telling
like,
you.
well.
Yeah.
I talked to your wife.
Right. So
did he say that?
Nick, he came back to the house because I let him take the baby to go visit his daughter.
Did you, I mean, you get off, you call the number.
Yep.
You hear the answer machine, you automatically know.
I left a
dude's got
message.
it.
Yep.
But you knew right then he's got a whole life.
Yep.
So then do you immediately go, hey?
No, I couldn't say anything because he was out of town right then.
Oh.
So I had to wait until he came. Right. We were just talking about this on my radio show the other day. Like, do you get back then or do you wait until it simmers down? Right.
I heard this. I heard part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the worst thing to do is to immediately react. Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It took a lot out of me. And then you got to think everything that was in me at that point, like literally just fell out of me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like,
well, and if you love someone or you want to be with someone, them cheating doesn't make you not love them.
Right.
It makes you, it doesn't make you go,
right.
Well, in real life, it sounds good to go, well, get the fuck on then.
Exactly.
It's like, but if you actually love them,
right,
then you're just fucking crushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't want to go get the fuck out of here because then you're going to go do what I just got mad at you for. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the.
So what did you do when he came home or when he came back?
Yeah, he came back.
You didn't hit him up on the phone and say nothing or nothing like that. You just waited.
I waited. You know what I'm saying?
Did his wife tell him you knew?
Nope. She didn't call. She told me that she would let me
break it.
You know what I'm saying? And I
are you like, I'm going to fucking murder this guy? Or are you just like,
Yeah. I mean, I thought it.
Yeah.
I mean, who
Like,
wouldn't?
you just ruined my life? Okay,
Seriously.
bro. Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't think that, right?
Right.
So I was in like complete shock. So I waited until he got ready to leave the state. When, you know, I knew he was going to eventually end up getting ready to leave.
Uh-huh.
And at that point in time, I was like, you know what? Your services are no longer needed. I don't want you in my life.
Oh, so you were over it by then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Once the feelings are gone, it's like, fuck
It's
you.
not even the feelings. It was the fact of you let me get pregnant, have a baby. You know what I'm saying?
You got a whole life going on.
And you could have just told me that. You know what I mean? Right. That would have been the easiest thing for you to do. So at that point in time, it became like, I'm going to play him like a sucker.
Right.
And I played him like a sucker.
Oh, it was like your get back.
Oh, I got back. Yeah. It wasn't a sexual aspect at that point. I made him empty his 401k.
Right.
Told him that we were going to have this beautiful life together.
You played it. Good job.
Made him come up here to Illinois, visit me to give me the money that he took out of his 401k.
Right.
And at that point, it was like $67,000.
And were you like, sucker?
Right. Because I was like, you know what? And then he called the police on me and told the police.
That happened?
Yeah.
I mean, he like, what? And they're going, yeah, it sounds like you gave your baby mama a bunch of money and now you're pissed about it, stupid.
Yep. Yes. And I was
just
like,
money. You're like,
yeah.
Thank you.
Right. We appreciate you.
I got our kids some shoes.
Swear to God. Our kids is our kid is good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, thanks, but no thanks. So he was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But, you know, I don't have a real relationship even. Like, now our daughter is about to be 18 in a month, 2 months.
Okay.
And I won't even let him gaze upon me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. You can't say anything to me.
Is he a part of her life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He does everything that he's supposed to do. He does, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he takes care of her. He's there, you know, at least a couple of times. He takes her on these lavish vacations, things like that. Yeah. He's remarried with a new baby at almost 70.
Damn, Michael Douglas. Damn.
Yeah, so he's got like a 1, 2, 3-year-old child, something like that, with a 38, 37, something like that year-old woman. So I'm like, hey, you know, live your life. Just, you could never talk to me. So he's been trying to follow me on TikTok or Facebook or something, and I block and delete.
Really?
But he's got all kind of other accounts. I won't even talk to him.
Oh, you just don't want to entertain a conversation?
Never.
Yeah.
I told him the only time that we will ever speak is on the important times in our daughter's life. And that would be that day.
Right.
So don't plan anything with us. No, you can't even talk to me. Yeah.
That's been like that for a while?
Oh, it's been like that for about 15, 16.
Oh, so it's nothing new now.
No.
Stay in your lane, I'm going to stay in mine.
Right, right. Yeah, no, you'll never see me.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So, do you have more kids? Did you have more kids after that?
No. I have 4 altogether.
Right.
Yep,
right.
That's it.
The 2, and then the dude who went to jail, and then the preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Are you married now?
No.
Why does your hand look like it?
Because I don't want to be bothered.
Is that right?
Seriously.
Do you claim to be married?
Nope.
You just have that there as a deterrent?
Yep. Yeah.
What do you mean you don't want to be bothered?
I really don't.
What, you don't want to date?
I would love to date if somebody was legitimate.
But right now, it looks like they have to come try to holler at a married woman, which that's a bad thing, man.
You know, it's really not, because all you got to do is ask a question: are you married or are you single? You know what I'm saying? Are you married or are you single? That's the question.
Well, but we have these symbols for a reason.
No. I mean, I understand what the symbol is. I assume that one day I'm going to get married again, right?
Right.
I'm not married now. You know, I divorced the one that died. I divorced him. And I haven't been married since we got our divorce in 2009.
Okay.
We got married in 1996.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I hadn't been married. It's not like I don't date because,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
when you know me, when you get to know me, you know what I mean?
Right.
You'll know if I'm married or single or whatever.
Right.
And most of the time I'm in circles with people that'll approach me like that if I'm in a circle with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So
I really just wanted to give you a shit for wearing something on your wedding finger.
Really?
Yeah. I just wanted to talk shit.
No.
You're like, yeah, it's so you can stay the fuck away if it intimidates you.
You know, but I'm telling you what I believe on everything. What I believe on everything is that, you know, they'll know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, good point is all you got to do is ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I told you I talk to the Lord often, Nick. So you know what he told me about my husband?
What did he say?
He said the only thing that you need to know is that he's sure.
He's sure?
Yep. He knows you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's sure. So there's not going to be a speculation. There's not going to be a guess. There's not going to be a creeper on the side. There's not going to be you're my side chick. You'll freaking know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I know some chicks who think, or some women rather, who think that all dudes cheat.
I don't believe that.
You know, who are like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I guess, I don't know if they all would. I don't think so.
I don't
My
either.
parents are 55 years strong. I feel like dad's pretty loyal.
That's what I'm saying. You know what, Nick? I'm at that place and point where I would love to be in a relationship. I would love to get married. I would love that.
Yeah.
But I have to have somebody who also, you understand what I'm doing.
Right.
We can work together towards doing something. And I'm not a complicated person. I'm not looking for this lavish lifestyle. I'm not looking for all these expenditures. I'm looking for a soulmate.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not
yeah.
looking for like this superficial shit that everybody is doing now out here.
Right.
This is crazy to me. How everybody's talking about if he can't spend this or he doesn't buy this or buy. Why? You're not even worth that.
Yeah. Or it's
what have you done to deserve this?
Yeah. If he's not legit loaded, then that's just someone making terrible fucking choices with their money to impress you. That's terrible.
That is the truth.
But
I'm so
I
serious.
Don't know. I think I think there's definitely something to say for what is it, chemistry or compatibility. Like that's what makes, like, both of my sisters are 20 years married. My parents are 50. You know what I mean? They just that's it. They're compatible with who they're with.
That's the truth.
I've tried to force, you know what I mean? Base a relationship kind of around having fun, maybe sex.
Yeah.
And you try to force compatibility, and it's like, we're not the same.
No. And then sex gets to the point where it's like, I'm doing this as a chore.
That's it. Yeah.
Instead of something that I really, just to keep you happy.
Right.
I don't want to do that. Right. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just think I'm just too old right now. My mindset is just older than.
So do you feel like you're so less tolerant now? Like you feel like it would be hard to date you?
No.
You don't?
No.
Right.
No, because one thing about it is I'm healed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I've had time, like being alone, not having sex with people, not even rando stuff.
Right.
You know, not even a shake and bake.
Right.
I really
don't put yourself
even
out there.
No. So I don't want to attach myself to somebody's spirit either.
Right.
You know, and most of the time that's what you're doing, taking on, whether it's a good or a bad thing, you're taking on somebody else's spirit. Those are soul ties that you're making, you know?
Yeah.
So you're like, man, I'm going through periods of time where this is pure hell I'm going through, but I'm sleeping with this person that is pure hell.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So I won't even waste my energy in sleeping with somebody. Like, you know, I've been on hiatus for a nice little grip of time now where I can understand, I can control my sexual urges. Right. So I know that, man, as
like a challenge to yourself or what?
Just because I don't want to.
Or just like, no, you're not there. There's no more sharing this.
I haven't met somebody that's worthy.
Okay.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I mean, and everybody propositions and tells me, you know, I can have a good time with them, this, that, and the third.
You're like, thanks for the dick pic. Awesome.
Oh my God. If we could talk about that on that premise alone, how many nasties
It's a thing.
I get involved in with these men is weird. Like, I tell them, I even put a post up online, and I know people have seen this crap where I said, there's a dating app on Facebook. And if you hadn't seen me on that dating app, it's a really good chance that I'm not trying to be with anybody.
Oh,
stop inboxing me.
Right.
Stop inboxing me. Stop calling me, video chatting.
Right.
So this is not solicited.
Yeah. I got you.
What are you doing? You know?
Right. If we didn't know each other and you're reconnecting, if you're new, what are we doing? Dude, I got a message a couple weeks ago and it was a chick that was like, hey, what are you looking for on here? And I looked and I was like, this is Facebook.
Right. I'm looking at everything.
I was like, I replied with the podcast page there, bitch.
That's crazy.
What do you mean? What am I looking? Am I what?
Is this a joke?
Yeah, this is Facebook, right?
You're looking for everything.
Yeah,
but anyway,
what did you just message me for? What is this about?
Yeah. And if people could be that open and just tell you know what, I really like the way that you look. You're looking mighty sexual. I would love to just take you out. I don't get the forwardness. I get, can I talk to you? Here's my number. Can I call? I don't even get, can I call you? They just start calling me.
Like on Facebook?
On Facebook.
That's no. That's the stupidest.
Like, who are you?
Just because I accept you as my friend, don't mean we're friends.
I had one guy tell me because I liked his photos, that means I was crushing on him.
You're like, shame on me for supporting you.
I said, well, I'll never do it again.
Right. Note to self. Yeah, that's
He's
crazy.
like, you like 3 pictures in a row. That means that you want to be with me. Come on,
you're like,
man.
you're going back and see who liked your pictures. That means you want to be with yourself.
I was like, the vanity. But yeah, there's some weirdos out here for real. So I just don't date. I find it safer.
Yeah, it is. But does it suck? Like you don't like hanging out with, I work all the fucking time, so I don't really know. But, that downtime, someone to chill with, watch TV, cook, you know what I mean? Like that whole deal.
It would be a great experience if you were like in some sincere stuff. Like I have tried to date people, and I'm not going to tell you that I haven't within the last like few years. And then lo and behold, find out they've been talking to their ex and sending their naked video they created together back and forth to each other.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. Can I just be a decent person? So, I said, you know what? I'm not even finna like, nope.
Yeah, just chill.
I'm okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I am okay. I travel. I get out of town.
Yeah.
I drive myself everywhere. I can come and go as I please. I make decent money.
Sure.
I'm good. Like, if I never get in a relationship again, I'm okay.
Right.
I mean, I'm at that place and point. I mean, even though I'm young, I'm just okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, I
would love to be with somebody, but
it's better to know that than you have a lot of the population goes, I am finding a husband or a wife. And it's like, okay, you better slow down with that goal.
Yeah. And a lot of people get stuck on that. And I find so many, which is why, all these horrific things that I told you, all these relationship disasters and plasters and blow ups and this, that. I try to give this advice to young women because I'm like, him coming back and forth to you doesn't mean that he wants you.
Right.
It really means that
that's just keeping a hold on you.
You're a placeholder is what I like to tell them. And they find so much disdain with me being honest like that. And I'm like, I have my brother on the show with me because I'm telling him like, Andre, you can tell them from a man's perspective, what is the reason that a man keeps going back and forth to you? He was like, you just holding the place till I can find what I'm really looking for.
Right.
And most women think that if he comes back and forth to me,
that means he ain't let go.
He loves me and he wants a baby by me and we're going to be together forever. You're not. You're not.
Yeah, if you digress, If you went from together to not to just stopping through, it's
Yep.
over with.
Yeah. And then they'll do that for years.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll think that, he really wants to be with me. No, he doesn't. So I try to tell young ladies this. My daughter is 32, Nick.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like in that dating realm. I told you I had a 27-year-old daughter get married to her boyfriend, and they've been dating for 3 years. He's an awesome guy.
Right.
It can happen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I'm just like, for me, I give up.
Right.
I wave the flag.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I feel that.
It's like,
Well, and I think that's it. You're not, you don't seem like someone who sits idle much. So
no.
there's not a lot of time. I think it would be different. Like you could go, if I didn't have anything going on in life, sure, it would be lonely, but I don't even get to sit at home. So who's talking about sitting with somebody? I'm just trying to get home, get a shower.
I know. Maybe
scroll a little bit, snack a little bit, go to bed, do it over.
Right.
But yeah, so I think maybe that's it too, is you've replaced a relationship with, a work ethic that's probably
ridiculous.
Yeah. It's not bad, is it?
Truly
I mean, that's not a bad replacement, but I don't think it's permanent.
From the navigation of how I want my life to go, right? Or how I see my life going, right?
Okay.
Because this was all visionary. You know what I'm saying? Like I build up to this place that I'm currently in because I had a vision that I saw and I went for it, right? I got the open doors and opportunities being in the right place at the right time because the Lord put me in so many crazy situations lately that I was forced into a place where I was like, I don't even want to come back from that. I told you we got a circle now. We got another story.
Okay, go. I love these.
So, remember I told you I was a cardiac and pulmonary unit nurse, right?
Yeah.
Nick, why in 2015 did I get diagnosed with congestive heart failure?
Oh, shit.
10% of my heart functioning when I got diagnosed.
So that means you got to get something cleared up, a stent put in or something?
I didn't have any of those issues.
Wait, what?
Right. You hear me? Not an issue. I went to the doctor with my 16-year-old daughter then. She's the 27-year-old I got married. I went to the doctor for her because she was sick. But see, I was working 2 full-time jobs. I was working 80 hours a week. I worked at DSC in the daytime. That was my 8 to 4:35, right? And then I was working at Roundhouse, which is a runaway and respite center house for children.
Okay.
Right? So I was working there from 11 to 7. Okay. 11 to 7. And then I'd get off, get ready, get dressed, get my then baby, my 6-7-year-old daughter together, put her in school. All the other kids were going to school as well. So I took her into the hospital because I had a cold that I could not get over for like 3 months. Right. And they always say, you're the last to take care of yourself, whatever. Didn't think anything much of it.
Right.
So I'm sitting across from this doctor that comes in the room to see my 16-year-old daughter. He looks at me and he says, how many pillows are you sleeping on at night? Like, right.
What's it even mean?
Right. So I was like,
my bed is a big pillow. What?
Right. So I was like 6, right? Because I was sleeping on 6 pillows, propping myself up, right?
Oh.
Right. But how would you know that?
Oh. So when he asked, you were like, oddly enough, I have my 6th pillow. Right. I had to go grab the 6th pillow.
Right.
Consciously.
Yeah.
What? Because you're in pain or something?
No, because I couldn't breathe.
And they knew that.
He knew that by looking at me.
You had to have something.
By looking at me. So my 16-year-old daughter is there. I could call her on the phone and she could testify to everything that I'm saying. So I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, how are you feeling? And I was like, tired, but I'm working 80 hours a week.
Should be tired. Yeah.
Right.
I'm tapped, motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
So my daughter's like, what's going on? And he was like, I want to get you over there to the emergency department to do a chest x-ray. I was like, why? Why? Right? He was like, I think something is wrong with you. Right? So he sends me over there to the other side, treats my daughter. We go over to the other side. That day, Nick, I got diagnosed with congestive heart failure at 10% of my heart functioning.
Mm.
So the normal person has about 70 to 80% of heart function.
Yeah.
I was down to 10%. They told me if I left the hospital that day, I would have a massive heart attack and I would die and take off half the road.
Damn.
So I had to quit my 2 full-time jobs, Nick, that next day, right? But even, let's go back.
Wait, so what happened?
Let's go back.
Okay.
Because I got to tell you how I got 2 full-time jobs and why, right?
Yeah.
My nephew was living in Jackson, Tennessee.
How old are you in this story?
38.
Okay.
So my nephew was living in Jackson, Tennessee. He was working at the Kellogg plant, right?
Okay, yeah.
Nephew, perfectly fine, healthy young man. His name's Darnell, slipped and fell at work that night, right? I was at Roundhouse. That was my full-time job.
Uh-huh.
I had a part-time job, but it was in the daytime through CUSR, Champaign County Special Rec.
Okay.
So I worked there like 4 hours a day. My nephew had slipped and fell at work and had severe head trauma from slipping and falling at work. So my sister, who had just recently got married to a guy around the 14th of February, came by Roundhouse that night and was like, they've got my nephew on life support. She was like, I need your help. Help me, right?
And you're like...
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Here, come by Roundhouse, come to Champaign, pick up the card, take it, do what you guys need to do. Anyway, that began to be the situation for the whole year. I took the full-time job on to take care of my sister while she was down in Tennessee, while my nephew had his skull cut open to relieve pressure. And now my nephew went from a perfectly healthy, normal young man to a special needs man who is now, what is Darnell, 33, 34.
Is he mobile? Is he immobile?
He's mobile,
yeah.
But his mental is like that of an 8-9-year-old child.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So I stayed working to take care of my sister and my nephew and my mom while they were in Tennessee.
Right. You were the provider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's been like most of my story for my life. I've let my sisters live with me. I've taken care of their children, blah, blah, blah. Right? When we were in Tennessee, especially, I cooked for everybody. I was always the provider.
And so what made you, what makes you wanted to work so hard with it being, in high school now, they teach young ladies or young people how to benefit any way they can off like state assistance. You know what I mean? But they don't build a resume for them.
Wow. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
So it's like, what makes you go, if I need it, I'll take it, but I'm a hustler. I'm a worker. I grind.
Nick, I moved out of the house like at 14 years old. I left home.
Right. That means getting by ain't enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I grew up in Home Park on Ravenna Avenue. Ravenna Avenue, right there where Garmin Park is.
Yeah.
You come down Wilder.
Yeah.
I grew up right there. Okay.
I live over there.
Stop playing.
Swear to God. I live on
Wow. Yeah, I grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But my mom and my dad, I grew up with my mom and dad in house. It was 5 of us growing up. We need to start with that. You know what I'm saying? It was 5 of us growing up. I was just always different. I was my father's pick.
Okay.
Out of 5 kids.
Were you younger?
I was the youngest baby girl.
Okay.
My older sisters are 9 years older.
Okay.
My brother is 7 years older. And my little baby brother is 4 years younger.
Okay.
But I was my father's pick. So my father would cuss everybody out.
Right.
Except me.
You was a baby girl.
So I could go in there. If he told everybody, shut the fuck up, I could go back in there and
talk.
Daddy said,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my siblings are like, you freaking
stool pigeon.
Man, As soon as they left to go to work, they would pick with me. I get locked in the closet.
Oh yeah, because you're the trick.
I get tormented, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, how can this be? Everybody got a whooping from my dad but me.
You're like, you're getting it from us.
And so I'm like, everybody's like, you're crazy. Like, why would you leave home? Like, my dad was a raging alcoholic.
Okay.
And he was Islamic.
Okay. Those are a good combination.
Right. And my mom was Kojic. My mom was Church of God in Christ.
Oh, yeah.
So at the point in time, I'm like, how could this be? I can't be living in this craziness with these people, right? And I learned how to hustle. A young man here, indicator. Yeah, I was young. He told me how to hustle. I had hustled. I made some money.
Right.
And I was like, I can take care of myself better than y'all can.
Right.
And plus, I was tired of going to sleep at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning after my dad just had his way with my mom beating her up. You know what I'm saying?
It was rough.
And I was like, I can't digest this shit on a daily basis and then go to school. And then by then I was like, oh, I'm finna drink some Jack Daniels so it'll be on my breath at school, right? In the morning. And so I'm thinking to myself, in the morning, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna drink this Jack Daniels, fill his, JD back up with iced tea and go to school and breathe all in the teacher's face so that they would ask me what's wrong. So they would ask me.
Oh, you wanted you needed somebody to reach out.
Yep.
You needed to say, I'm not okay.
Right. Like we going through hell
Somebody
at the house.
Me. Yeah.
Please.
Did it work?
No.
No shit.
I'm telling you, Nick, I came to school drunk at 13 and 14 years old.
And they did not even acknowledge it. And you're trying to let them see it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be damned.
I'm telling you, I'm in Decatur Public School District.
Right.
I'm at Roosevelt, right?
Yeah.
I was always the youngest one. My parents put me in school at 4 years old because I could read and write and everything.
Gotcha.
So I didn't go to school at 5. I'm a year behind everybody else in my graduating class because I was put in school too early. Right at 3, I was 3 years old when I went into school. My birthday was in November.
Gotcha.
So everybody else was turning 4, turning 5.
Right.
I was not.
Yeah.
I was so advanced.
You would have been young, even if you started on time, you would have been young in your class, and you was a year or her ahead of that. Yeah.
So my mom was like, you didn't need anything. Like you were super smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And really, I'm like, this is crazy, but this has been my life. So, the demands that you got on you at home, the mental that you got, everybody's seeing, like, I'm the mediator of everything. As I got older, realizing that I can't cuss my siblings out, I need to mediate dad's interaction with my siblings now.
Right.
I become the mediator that he listens to when he's drunk.
Was he physical to the kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except me.
Right. You were the favorite.
Except me.
Well, good. I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then, I'm like 14 at the time, and I'm like, I'm ready to leave home because I made my first little $2,000. I was like, I can take care of myself. My sister.
Did you know that wasn't normal? I mean, were you like, this is not how shit goes?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just always knew it, and it wasn't based on anybody's relationship because our whole block, everybody was beating up everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We grew up in that time.
Yeah.
And the stuff better stay in your house. Right?
Yeah. And it was like, dad gets off work, crack that bottle, bro. You know what I mean? There ain't shit. I got to go work in again in the morning. Between now and tonight.
I'm telling you.
Tell the telecom.
So that's the life that I lived. And I was like, I can't live like this every day. I can't do this every day.
Okay. So you hustled up and you used to have a little bit of bread and you were like, I want to get my own spot.
And my sister got it for me.
Okay. She did?
On North Street, $175 a month.
Bam. What was it? Efficiency apartment?
Yep. Roach Field.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Pets.
But seriously.
Quickly see how much shit you done. I don't own shit.
Right. But I had saved up, got me a little layaway at the time. Kmart was right here.
Yeah.
Got all my stuff from Kmart and was like, you know what? This is perfect. Right?
Set up your little spot.
I was good. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that, but I also knew I still had to go to school, right?
Right.
But during that time period, Nick, I was getting picked on by girls in MacArthur.
Right.
Because I transferred from Roosevelt. Now I'm going into MacArthur at 14, right? I go into MacArthur at 14. I'm messing with boys out south. So I'm messing with South Side.
Yep.
I don't know if you...
So did you, how'd you manage the girls talking shit to you?
They would torment me every day. I got called a bitch walking down the hallway every single day.
Were you scrappy?
I was a razor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to just carry the razors.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they was just talking crazy to me. And I was like, I haven't even done nothing. But
right.
Like,
I
we
ain't
really
paying attention to this. Yeah.
Like, I'm getting money. I'm not, I don't know what y'all talking about over here.
Right.
Because I wasn't even having sex.
Right. 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 You're not even on that at all.
No. I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad place.
Right.
Don't talk no stuff to me. Right.
Right. I'm about my shit over here.
Right.
Right.
I'm buying my own shoes. I'm clean every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't, this was irrelevant to me.
Right.
But then the girls met me in the locker room. 7 of them.
Really?
7 girls tried to attack me in the locker room. And at that point in time, I got surrounded by 7 girls in the locker room. And at that point, I pulled my locker open, pulled my bag down out of the locker, and it fell out on the floor. What was I supposed to do?
So...
What was I supposed to do? I had to defend myself.
Did they try to get you?
Yeah, they tried.
Oh, you got them?
Yes.
How many?
3.
Did you get in trouble? You get in bad trouble?
Man, I got expelled from the district.
Yeah, you can't stab people.
I got expelled from the district.
What was I supposed to do?
What was I supposed to do? Let 7 girls jump me?
Oh, I would have stabbed some people too.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I was a skinny little girl. I was lighter skin. I had long freaking hair. I was cute. You know what I'm saying? And they had little tweeds of hair. Oh,
they was hating on you. And
oh my God.
So they're just like,
and then we had to walk to school from where we lived.
Right.
Remember, everybody was getting bussed in.
Yep.
And so it looked like you was not that rich if you got bussed in, right? I didn't know looking wealthy was a crime. Right.
Yeah.
And I just said that.
You're a target now.
Man, I just said that on the air the other day. I'm like, we didn't know about looking wealthy was like a bad thing when we were growing up.
Right.
Because everybody had the same. Right?
We all our families was check to check, and that's good enough.
Exactly.
Fridge is full.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking, but this generation now, you gotta look wealthy. Yeah. And they want you to believe the lie.
Right.
Because I see kids all the time. I go to different schools around here. I'm looking at different schools and kids, they're telling me I got 5 dogs. I live in a mansion. And I'm sitting here like, your hair isn't even combed. You have the same clothes on when I saw you yesterday. Yeah. You don't have socks on.
Are they lying?
They're lying.
Oh, they just want to act like you can
imposter.
They can say anything they want. It's their story.
Imposter syndrome is a real thing, even with our little kids, man.
Yeah.
With our little
kids. Make believe is one thing, but when you actually, that there's I think in Vegas, or is it in LAX, they have a private jet in a hangar that a billionaire built the jet, has never left the hangar, and it's paid for itself 3 times. People come in, rent it for 20 minutes to get inside the private jet, set up their tripod, take pictures, toast a couple bottles of champagne, all for the camera.
Are you serious?
They have a out one of the windows. If you take a picture out of it, they have a screen set up so it looks like you're flying over. It's made, look, $20, like $500, 20 minutes, and you can come act like you've been on a private jet.
Wow.
You can change clothes, you can do, and people do it, dude. Like, he's paid for the jet, he said, like 5 times over, and it hasn't even left, it hasn't never been in the air.
Imposter syndrome is real.
Right? I don't feel that. I mean, check it. When I would if I went to prom in a limo and I would have had the ability to take a bunch of pictures, I would have done it.
Right.
But I was really there. And I would have been like, thanks, Mom, for renting this shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't act like you have a Bugatti.
No.
Come on, bro.
But these little kids are doing it. I'm telling you.
But it works for some people.
It doesn't work for them.
No, it doesn't.
Because I'm telling you, if you're in the classroom and you've seen what I'm seeing, you can't, I don't even think your mom washes your clothes every day.
But they just lie.
They lie.
Like they've come up with a story.
Of their life, of what they see their life as right now.
Is that kind of good?
That's horrible.
It is?
You know
what
why?
If their life sucks, but they have painted a picture?
Right there. That's what it is.
Oh, cover up the bad with some bullshit you made up.
Yes. And then try to convince the world that it's the truth.
Meanwhile, everyone's going, you're the only one who believes what you're saying, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, I'm listening to girls talk about they've got this beautiful room, lavish, right? But then talk to their parents and they're like, well, we're staying in the hotel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
But because if you don't have a story or you know what I mean? Is that kind of where it's at now, is where you have to have that
to look good,
or you're poor, and then we'll talk about you for that instead of just being like, shit, we're poor, bro.
No, it's a horrible thing to be looked at as poor right now. It's a horrible thing to be looked at as poor right now.
I wonder why we didn't. Maybe, like you said, we were all had the same.
Everybody had the same
financial.
Shit.
Yeah, everybody was we went to Venture and Hills.
Everybody.
We all did.
Everybody.
Yeah. So, but I don't remember it being either one. There was never a whole bunch of shit, and you were never out of everything.
True, but also remember that there were also people less fortunate than us.
Oh yeah.
So those were the people who looked upon you if you could go to Venture, if you could go to Hill, like you're bougie, right? Because the people that couldn't go to Venture and Hill, what do they go to? You know what I'm saying?
Secondhand spots and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, even though like now I'm a secondhand glorifier.
I found a couple of nice flannels at secondhand. You know,
thank you. I mean, name brands and everything now. So like when you're growing up in it, you're not really recognizing that until you can look outside of it now, and you're like, dang.
But do you think you have to experience it for, like as an adult that's in our 40s? Do you think you will go to we will both pull over at a nice looking secondhand store right now when 20 years ago you will go buy an outfit at Von Maur, wear that shit for a day, act like new outfit the next day, and it was all nice. Everything was, do you think you have to throw away money and make bad decisions to one day look back and go, that was stupid? Who was I impressing?
No. I mean, I don't think you have to. And you know what? But my parents never told me or made me feel like I needed to spend money in order to look a certain way, to be, because you know what? We had absolutely nothing but my sisters and just our upbringing. They were just like, you finesse it, you work this, and you look like, make sure your hair is done. Make sure. And that was like my biggest thing. I was always one of those people. My nails and my
keep it together.
Hey. I can have absolutely nothing, but because I'm a cosmetologist, guess what I can do?
Yeah, I keep it together.
I can do my own hair. I can do my own nails, right?
Right.
So I go through that. And then after you experience all that, they look at you like you got money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though you have absolutely nothing.
Right.
I just knew how to use what I got. You know what I mean? And not to get what I want, but
I don't think I've never been one to care what other people have.
Me neither.
Or it's like, Me
neither.
I just never think,
I didn't either.
Because I've asked people on the show, I've asked like, well, what kind of money do you make? And they'll look at me and I'm like, oh, you don't have to tell me. Is that a bad question? I don't know. I mean, no matter, I'm not going to take your job. I'm just curious. You tell me you make great money. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it ends up being like, okay, I just wanted to see if your version and my version was the same as great. And it's like, why would you ask that? And I'm like, fuck?
Do you make a decent living?
Fuck, you keep talking about how much money you make. I'm bound to, you know.
I know.
It's one of those deals.
Nick, I worked in social services, so my beginnings are always been humble. But the fact that I could even work one full-time job and then take care of my sister and my mom, all of their expenses on another job.
Okay, so go back. Remember, you couldn't. You had to quit both these jobs.
I had to quit both of these jobs, right? After I found out I had congestive heart failure, 10% fraction rate, and mind you, I just told you I worked in the cardiac and pulmonary unit.
Right.
So all those years later, I'm not only a client, I'm a representative.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you've been on both sides.
I'm like, how did I get here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, a cold, Nick, because that's what they ultimately told me. They told me it was a cold that attacked my heart.
But they also said, if you leave today,
it's
donezo.
Yeah, you'll wipe off half the road. Okay, so I'm like, Lord, you done put me here again. It seems like you're forsaking me.
Did you?
Right? I mean, Nick, I felt like I was.
Yeah, what did I do, man? Right.
I said, I'm a giver. I give to everybody. I'm a supporter of everybody's vision but my own.
Right.
Why are you putting me in the most...
Right.
I'm one of the most selfless persons you could meet.
And then what'd he say?
Listen, what ended up happening was an act of God. I keep going back to that.
Well, you're alive, so I'll give you that.
I keep going back to that. They gave me 8 years to live when I got diagnosed.
Okay.
It's been 10 years.
And what's wrong with it now?
So right now I have a mitral valve leak, which
have they put anything in?
No. This has all been medication.
Okay. So
I went from 10% to 50% right now.
Damn.
Right.
That's alive.
Right? So they tell me, I'm going to have to get a mitral valve replaced, or, to where it will close. So your mitral valve opens and closes.
Okay.
Your heart pumps the, I retain fluid. I was just in the hospital last year in February. I thought I was in perfect, great health. Nick, I was 157 pounds. I was a size 6.
Okay.
I'm thinking, oh my
Boom.
God, I got my real sexy back.
Yeah, it's
right?
all.
But I ain't got no butt. But anyway.
Well, just don't turn around till you need to.
Listen, I'm telling you, it was flatter than a pancake. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm in my best health, right? Nick, I had 15 pounds of water, fluid, all within my body. And this was last year in February.
So they give you a water pill and you just piss out 10 pounds?
15.
15 pounds?
15 pounds.
Isn't that how they get rid of it, though?
Seriously, they intravenously.
Oh.
They give you an IV for it.
And it dumps?
Mm-hmm. I had 15 pounds of fluid in my body. While I thought I was in the best health of my life, Nick, I went
You were bloated as fuck.
I was.
Didn't even know it.
And because I was a size 8.
You're like, I thought I was slim thick.
Right. Then went down to a size 6.
Okay.
And I was like, this is wild. You know what I'm saying? So my family was like, oh my God, your face is so skinny and thin. Like, what are you on? Are you on
like,
something?
I'm normal now.
I'm right. Everything's good. So I stayed in the hospital then in February of last year, 14 days. And then like now I'm 196 pounds and I'm at a 50% fraction rate.
That's good, right?
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. So how often do you have to get your heart checked? Do they do it regularly? Or are they like, no, once you're above a certain percentage and you're alive?
No, I still have to get it checked frequently.
Okay. I
still have to get an MRI, CT scan, stuff like that.
You feel okay?
I do. Yeah, I do. So, this was just a weird, like I told you, I just thought, back to the story though. Let's go back. I got diagnosed, Nick, I fell off with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So at some point in time, we got to a place and point, he was like, I feel sorry for your kids. You ain't got no dad there with them, blah, blah.
You're like, yeah, my dad was fucking great. Let me tell you about it.
Right. You were the perfect example for me.
How dare I not have one of you at my fucking house?
Right. And that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would never subject my kids. That's what I can say.
You know what the kids do see what goes on in their house.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what you fucking think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I stayed single.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
To protect your kids, kind of, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't never want them to experience any abuse, anything like
Right.
that, because I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much also in lines of why I work so hard, is because I had to be, both parents.
Right. If you're going to make the choice to do this by yourself, then you got to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was no stop. It was no holidays. It was no time off.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
I always would be there for my kids. So any event,
Right.
Nick, I was there.
That's what's up.
I would walk through the schools like I owned the schools. Most of the teachers, everybody knew who I was. The principal, I would always make a relationship with my kids.
Yeah.
Teachers, principals, whatever school they were at.
Your kids remember you showing up for them too.
Oh my God.
Forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they know.
My parents showed up for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Playing sports and shit like that. I remember that very well.
Yep. Yep. And I was the only parent showing up. So,
Hell yeah, it matters.
Listen, they know.
Yeah.
To this day, I have great relationships with my older children,
That's what's up.
And I raised a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would get out in the field with him, play football, toss the ball around with him.
He was Mr.
friend.
Mom when you needed to be.
I'm telling
That's
you,
what's up.
And so my son, he respects that level of relationship. He ended up being a teen father, which I lost my mind about.
Right.
At 19, he got, some girl pregnant that I kept.
Well, he'll have to deal with that for a bit, huh?
8 more years. His son's 10 years old now, so non-visitation, don't want to come over, don't want him to see him, don't want him to have a really good relationship with him. I'm like, you got a perfect man who pays child support, who comes to get his child every weekend, who's there for every sporting event.
I think that's, again, it's one of those things that eventually, even her, she's going to see how unreasonable she was, but you can say sorry.
Yeah.
But you can't go
Too
back
late.
and you can't unact like a cunt.
Yep. Too late. And this girl was threatening to put the baby on my front porch, wrap him up, have an abortion, talking about she was going to put him on the front porch. The most heinous things.
Right.
And I'm like, you're such a good, because my son is very soft-spoken and easy and mellow.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, get mad.
Yeah.
There's
something. Yeah.
No, my son's not going to do that.
He's just laid back.
No, he's too laid back too. But
it takes that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the right position because it couldn't be me.
Right.
It really couldn't be me.
Right.
I'm like, Lord bless him.
Yeah.
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 But like I told you, being diagnosed with all this stuff, my dad said when I got the diagnosis, I told you he fell off. We fell off. Our relationship was just crazy. What? Nick, he called me, found out I got diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and told me, I'm sending you $2,000. Come back home.
Where's home?
Home was on Ravenna Avenue.
Oh, he's saying come home.
Yeah. I was in Champaign when I got diagnosed. I was living on my own. All the kids were in the house with me. And my dad's like, you know what? Come home.
Really?
I was like, is this a trick, Jesus?
What'd you think about that?
I was a little put back from it because I was like, but I knew he was sincere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, Mica, you've been helping everybody.
Yeah.
Right now you going through this sickness and I really want to be there for you. I was in a relationship with some guy that I was seeing at the time. He didn't even care if I left or went. He didn't even say goodbye. You know what I'm saying? And at the time we were in a relationship for like 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told him about the diagnosis as well, thinking that, my boyfriend's going to be, he did nothing.
Okay.
Right. So I moved back home, put all my stuff in storage, moved back home, get over there, get home with my dad, and wind up being his full-time caretaker.
Oh. He needed it?
Nick, what I didn't know was that he was diagnosed with, renal failure.
So he invited you and you didn't even know he was sick like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't even know he was sick, Nick.
Okay.
Because I hadn't talked to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did he know what he was he? He was trying to get you there to do this.
No, he didn't. He didn't even ask me for help.
Oh.
It was just the fact that things started to decline and they started to decline fast.
And you were there.
And I was there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this relationship went from, like I told you, I left home. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then I went back and forth to home when I got pregnant because I was, my kids were in the house a little bit with my parents. And then that whole situation with Rodney, you know what I'm saying? So all these different things culminated. And after that, it was like I left the city and left the town and then was just gone. And so we moved back up here to Illinois, and I would go back and forth to the house, but he was still an alcoholic. He was still, it
was still him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I done been to Tennessee. I done been to Houston. I'm thinking like, are you ever going to change?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, Nick, he didn't. And so we would go over there in bits and pieces because I never wanted my kids to hear him verbally disrespectful to me, cursing me.
Right.
Because it had escalated through the years. Right.
Okay.
He went from never doing these things to me at all to calling me a bitch and a whore and all this other stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I could never have my kids over here and experience this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never.
Right.
And then he was like, why don't you bring your kids around and all this, that? And I was like, no, never. So Nick, it went from that, me not seeing him for years, even though we're in the same
town.
No.
Oh, no.
We're in the same state.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes away.
Right. Yeah, it'd be easy if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right.
Just didn't make an effort for like 3-4 years.
Neither one of you?
Nope. Didn't make an effort for 3-4 years. And then I got diagnosed with heart failure and he told me to come home. So obviously I've got reservations about the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what am I getting myself into? Right. I had to pray about it. And the Lord was like, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, fine. Now, my sister, previously to this, the one that I told you I was helping with her son, her husband ended up dying on the highway with his brother. A hit and run driver in Memphis, Tennessee, plunged into the back of them exiting off the ramp, going 130 miles an hour in a Cadillac Escalade, hit the back of their car and killed both her husband and his brother at the same time. Right. So my sister's been dealing with travesty and tragedy, right? Her son, now the husband.
Oh, this is the same
sister.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so now it's time. I'm dealing with this sickness now. I moved back home with my dad. My sister gets a place over there, so she can't house me or anything. You know what I'm saying? And I move in with Dad. I'm back in the same bedroom that I grew up in, right? My kids are there. I'm feeling some kind of way, right? And then he starts asking me on dates. He started asking me, Mica, let's go out to eat together. I'm like, what trickery is this, Satan? Right? No. He was like, I really just want to show you a nice time. I just want to be good to you. Nick. I was like, what's going on here? Oh, Nick, he treated me like a princess. Like he really loved me, right? So I wrote him a 12-page letter, made him read it in front of me at the kitchen table. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that I could express everything that I wanted to because I didn't want to hold any harbor. And you know what? There is a passage in the Bible that says the roots of bitterness, they can set up in your heart and then they can kill you.
Sure.
Right? So I was like, maybe that's what it is that I'm holding on to anger from my childhood, from my dad. I'm thinking the whole time that's what it is, right? Nick, my dad, we went through the whole situation. He had went to the doctor. The doctor said something to me. He was like, probably in about a year's time, he'll end up dying. And I'm like, what? He's in good condition. He's just bleeding a little bit.
Right.
Out of his urine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pissing a little blood.
Right. That's no big deal.
Right.
Right. He'll get better. Right. No. Nick, it got worse. Every month got worse and worse. His dementia got worse and worse. He had fell and hit his head on the side of the dresser one night. Blood was coming all down his forehead. He had came into the room. He was like, Mica, but he always remembered who I was. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was like, Mica, I cleaned him up. You know what I mean? Stitched him up, got him back together. But every week we were at a doctor, we were at a hospital, we were at something, but we would always go on dates with each other.
Oh,
He
that's
would
good.
he would get his little Sammy Davis Jr. hat on.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you putting that pamper on today, old man. You want to ride in this Charger?
Yeah, you ain't ruining my trip.
Right. You putting that pamper on today, old man. So he would get together. He would get
That's cool.
get his little cologne on, get all spiffy, and we would go out and just have a good time.
Well, it ended better than it was then.
Man, Nick. And then the day I had to end up putting him in the nursing home. That was the most, I never knew that you could go through that range of emotions putting your parents in a home.
Right.
Never had that. I mean, I worked in a nursing home, for God's sake, right?
Yeah, it's different.
Man,
Like,
Nick,
way different, right?
I stayed at the nursing home for 24 hours. They had a room for me because I felt like I couldn't leave him.
Right.
You
You're
know
like,
what
I'm
I'm
not trying
saying?
to abandon him.
Right.
But, that's a really big misconception, man. People who feel like it's their job to take care of their parents. It's like, man,
when you can.
if you can swing it, some of these retirement or these old folks homes, whatever the hell they're called, they got shit for them to do. Like
Yes.
it's way better than sitting in your fucking living room while you're at work.
Right. I'm trying to tell
They
you.
let them go play bingo and the movies and shit.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I don't know.
But, that's when they're up and mobile too.
Oh, yeah.
So when they start on the decline.
Oh, he needed care.
He needed care.
Right.
And I could not
Right.
care for him because now, I'm having more issues on top of what I was having.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, your health issues and you got your kids and.
Yeah. And so I struggled.
So when was this? Is he passed away?
He did.
Okay.
He passed a year to the month that they said that he was going to live and survive. And I'm telling you, I spent the last moments with him before he died.
Well, at least the effort was made to.
Man.
Right?
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I have peace about it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And then, being able to talk him and coach him into the relationship with the Lord, say the sinner's prayer.
Right.
Because I'm like, I just want to make sure. You know what I'm saying? But it was like our relationship was restored from shit.
Right.
Into like a blessing, man.
Right.
It was like the best experience of my life being with him right before he died.
And it's like as shitty as it is, it's like he taught you how you shouldn't be treated by a man.
Yeah.
Which is a valuable lesson.
True.
I mean,
True.
It'd be better if he did it by showing you exactly how to be. But
right.
Hey.
Right. And then end up showing me how to be treated.
And then, yeah, exactly.
It's
cool.
It was transformative for me,
And it made you, your discomfort with your home is what made you grow up quick. It developed who you are,
Yeah. It's like that it's like the pearl mentality.
Right.
I give people that scenario all the time where, that sand in that clam makes that pearl.
Right.
But it gets uncomfortable, it gets restless.
For sure.
It's spinning the cycles of it, right?
Yeah.
And you get built.
Hey, let me interrupt this episode for a hot minute to give our show sponsors a shout out. Your backyard should be more than just a patch of grass. It should be a destination. At Family Home and Patio, they bring the best of relaxation and fun straight to your home. Immerse yourself in luxury with their top quality hot tubs, built for comfort and crafted right here in the USA. Take the plunge with a brand new pool, whether it's an elegant in-ground escape or a convenient above-ground favorite, they install them all. Keep it sparkling with their full line of pool and spa supplies and trust their expert technicians to keep your water clean and equipment running smoothly year-round. As a family-owned business, they believe in quality care and craftsmanship because your backyard deserves the best. Upgrade your outdoor space with Family Home and Patio, your trusted source for everything pools and spas. Give them a call today at 877-2808. Visit them online at familyhomeandpatio.com or stop by the showroom in Decatur, Illinois to have a discussion on how to make your dream oasis a reality. Let me introduce you to a game changer in the world of content creation, Opus Clip. Imagine a powerful app that transforms your longer videos into engaging bite-sized reels that not only capture attention, but also promote your brand, your business, or even you. Most of you have seen the Beyond Business reels of past guests, or even me as you scroll through your newsfeed. I'd love to take the credit for the hard work of editing, clipping, captioning, posting, all of that good stuff, but I don't do any of it. I simply drag and drop a clip, and Opus Clip does all the work. With Opus Clips, you don't have to be a video editing whiz to create stunning clips that resonate with your audience. This intuitive app does all the heavy lifting for you, automatically crafting highlights that shine perfect for social media, marketing campaigns, or simply sharing your creative genius with the world. Are you ready to elevate your content game? Scan the QR code to unlock your full potential with Opus Clip. Let your creativity flow and watch your engagement soar. So what are you waiting for? Scan the link and start creating captivating reels today. Your brand deserves to shine, and Opus Clip is here to do just that. Aerial Elite Solutions is a drone service provider specializing in providing high-quality aerial imagery and data collection for a variety of industries, including real estate, construction, agriculture, and more. Whether you need stunning videos to showcase a property, detailed site surveys for your construction projects, captivating footage of your event, or aerial live streams, Aerial Elite Solutions has the expertise and cutting-edge technology to deliver exceptional results. Visit flyaes.com or contact them at 217-330-7226 to learn how they can help you transform your projects with their services. With nearly 100 years of experience in the lightning protection system design and installation industry, Midwest Lightning Rods are the trusted experts in keeping your property and family safe from the dangers of lightning strikes. Midwest Lightning Rods specializes in creating customized solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring your home is a safe haven during the storm season. Don't leave your safety to chance. Reach out to Midwest Lightning Rods today and give yourself the peace of mind this storm season of knowing inside is the best place to be. Visit lightningstrikes-weprotect.com for more information. Now let's get back into it.
All right. But it gets uncomfortable. It gets restless.
For sure.
It's spinning the cycles of it, right?
Yeah.
And you get built, you know what I mean? Or you get made up in that mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you turn into something that you had no idea that you had even the capability of being, man.
But you've seen it yourself, the number of people who, for some reason, choose to just fucking give up, man.
Yeah.
Really quick. Really.
Yes.
It sucks.
I've seen it all my life. I've worked in every field that you could imagine.
That's what kind of made me bring it up. Is I'm like, yeah, you've seen firsthand the people who seemingly just throw in the towel.
True. Like I told you, I just worked at not a nursing home, but a homeless shelter. So we've been providing case management services now. I started my own business. In 2019, I got hit over here on Persian Road. I was in a car wreck where this lady hit me going 45 miles an hour just as I lifted my foot off the brake to go into the turn by where Dairy Queen is at.
Yeah.
Right. Martin Luther King, right? She hit me going 45 miles an hour. There was nobody in the lane next to her. So coming up on that right-hand side, there was not one car there.
Right.
But on the left side, there were cars all the way back up under the bridge to Taco Bell. But nobody was on the right. She didn't even look up. She hit me going 45 miles an hour.
Smoked you.
Man, I had a Buick LaCrosse at the time, right? My Buick. Missed that baby. But anyway, she hit me going 45 miles an hour. I have never had a concussion. And I had a concussion.
Got ya.
It got me.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that before in my life, so I was like freaking out. At the time, I was going to Millikan University.
Okay.
So I went back to school. I've been, all these years, school has been in there in the mix. I've been to like at least 5 colleges.
Okay.
I probably got enough credits to be a doctor.
Right.
I'm not joking. Because I'll start out doing something and find interest or find like my purpose for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
I really thought I was going to go to school to be a doctor or something like that. I was like a hope and a goal, right? And then, but as the years have evolved and I've gotten in different things, especially in social services. So down in Jackson, I went from a nurse,
Right.
to a cosmetologist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cosmetologist, then nursing. And then I got involved with AmeriCorps.
AmeriCorps.
You know what AmeriCorps is? Like they'll send you all over the world. AmeriCorps.
What is it? What do you do?
So you provide all kind of different services. You can do case management. You can teach. You could.
Oh, yes.
So I got involved with AmeriCorps. I worked for Carl Perkins Center for the Sexually Abused or the Prevention of Child Abuse. You can Google it, look it up. Carl Perkins Center. So Carl Perkins was like a famous performer down there in Tennessee. He did music, right? And so I worked there working with sexually abused children. And I mean, so we were the response team when the sexual abuse occurred.
Oh, you were dealing with the children that had just been abused.
Just been. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So the center provided, the doctor was there.
Like a therapist or something?
No. The physical doctor who had to give a physical examination.
Oh.
Then we had therapy there, of course, right? You had case management, but you had that it was all in one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I worked with kids who were just diagnosed, right? Or just,
abused or whatever.
Observed.
Oh, yeah.
The observation.
Oh.
So they had went through the doctor examining them. That whole aspect. The police were there.
Yeah.
Everybody was there at that one time. Then we provide the case management service, the visitation. Because unfortunately, most kids that get sexually abused still down there, they would still get visitation with their family member that abused them.
It's crazy, right? Why? Because they're not guilty yet?
Right.
Good God. How about preservation of humanity, man? Golly, that's sick.
I'm telling you the truth. And, like I had a African-American girl. I had this one story. I tell you, I got a story for days, Nick. Like, I have to come back and do a part 2 with you or something. Sure. But seriously, I worked with this one girl who was like, she had been sexually abused, right?
Uh-huh.
She was the mom of 10 kids by then. So she started getting abused when she was 12 by her mom's boyfriend, who her mother then at 14 signed over to let her marry.
Ooh.
So your abuser is abusing you at 12. You have 2 kids now. By the 3rd kid, you're getting married to your abuser because your mom signs over you, even though you're 14.
Oh.
They continue to have children, right?
Okay.
Because she has 10 total.
What the?
10. So when we did visitation with her, because she was found, like there were court cases where she was doing things to her kids.
Okay.
Right? She was abusing them, locking them up under the cabinets. Locking them up under the cabinets, taking them bleach baths.
What? Just something's wrong with her. Right?
Yeah. And then you're in the house, still married to your abuser, but you're the abuser yourself now.
Right. So I don't get that. I don't get that.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't understand how that works.
It does.
You know what I mean? Like the people who are sexually abused grow up to be sexual abuse. And I'm going, well, how does that register?
You know what?
If you know that feeling, why would you ever want to make someone have that feeling?
But why wouldn't you want to?
Oh, you're saying the empowerment is, it's so twisted.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now, and also because nobody helped me, why should I help anybody?
Okay. Yeah.
And I've heard this, like I said, I work with some of the raunchiest situations where you'd be like, Mica, I could never.
Right. I already couldn't. I can imagine.
No, you couldn't, because I had another story for you that would have knocked your socks off. Like this one that was when the situation where we actually came into a physical situation where we saw something, the results of something that had took place. Okay.
Like the damage?
Yeah. Yeah. A 3-month-old. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm so serious. You can look the shit up. His parents are in prison right now.
The 3-month-old was the victim?
Yeah. Her parents are in prison right now.
Wow. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, I've went to court cases where we've had a little boy change his statement from saying penis to wee wee and been told that we coached him. Got his soul, everything that was against his father thrown out. That was his own interpretation. But he got up on the stand and said something completely different because we couldn't go back and tell a kid what to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they said we had coached him and threw the whole case.
So send him right back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send him right back up.
Yeah, that's tough there.
I'm telling you. So I was like, I stayed there for, like I told you, about a year and a half. But that incident where it was a 3-month-old baby, I left that day and I did not even go back. I didn't go back to get my packages, my books, my office supplies.
I can't deal with this stuff.
That was the one that took me over. That was the one that took me to the place where I was like, nope, I won't even come through the door.
That is like evil.
Yeah. Yeah. And then still had to testify and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you couldn't just let it go.
No.
It was your job to know as much as you could.
Yeah. But, I never went back to that job to work. Yeah. I testified, did my part, and left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
Sick, dude.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. Like, I have been in some freaking crazy jobs, man.
So do you think most of the people that you've dealt with that are in bad situations, you said home, is it mainly kids you've dealt with or you deal with adults too?
Adults too.
So is it a lot of it attributed to drugs?
Home life, man. Home life of alcohol and drug. 9 times out of 10, and I'm not just, I'm telling you what I've seen over the years.
Oh, yeah.
How the consistency of it plays out. And then you read statistics. Like I said, I've been to college, like I said, enough to be probably a therapist, psychologist, all of that.
Yeah.
Because I went to West Tennessee Business College down in Tennessee. I went to Lane College down in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where Denzel's son was playing for the Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, went there, went to Bethel College, went to school, thought I was going to go into the ministry, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking theology, I'll go into that, study religions of the world, different things like that, been in forensics. I'm telling you, I've done so many different things and been in so many different classes. I could tell you a lot. And then I've worked in all these areas, which is crazy. But 9 times out of 10, what I keep constantly, because I worked at a drug and alcohol treatment center multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Prairie Center over in Champaign before they shut down. Like I said, I was at Roundhouse, which was Community Elements, which drug and alcohol addiction treatment centers as well. Then you're thinking also, where was I at in Tennessee? I was at this place called JACOA, Jackson Area Council on Alcoholism. So I've been in these situations where I've seen these people and then seen and listened to their stories, right? And I'm like, what's the contributing factor here, right?
Right.
Alcohol, drug, either sexual abuse. I always find that that three combination is like the holy trinity of hell.
If it's there, it's probably there a lot, huh?
And if it's there, it's going to cause so many problems for that individual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're like, why then? Because I always compare myself to other people's life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, how could my life be like, you know what? I'm not going to experience that, or I don't want to experience that for myself. And then I'm like, I always got to take it back to God, Nick.
Right.
I always have to go back there because you know what? I'm like, it could have went there for me.
Right.
Easily.
I'm just saying, you're just a rare example of how a fucked up home life turns out.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
Thank God you guys turned around when you were an adult. But yeah, it sounds
Seriously.
like, yeah. What about your siblings? I won't even ask if they were affected. Did you guys talk about it as adults after everyone had moved out and on, like how fucked up
Yeah. Of course.
You acknowledged it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and we still have conversations about.
Dad, fucking psycho, drunk fuck over here. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Very abusive to my mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My mom's still alive here, living in Decatur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, she'll be almost 80.
Oh,
she'll
yeah.
be 78, April the 2nd.
Nice.
So, it's like, no, she'll be 79 because I'll be 49 this year. She had me at 30.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we talk about it. We talk about it with her as well because I don't think a lot of things that she really still can't really understand about like the effects of what it was, even though her dad was an alcoholic as well.
It's generational, man.
Man, I'm telling you. And then it's like, she suffered from being sexually abused as a child because she's had that conversation with us as well.
Right.
Which I appreciate. And a lot of people know it. You know what I mean? Because she had a baby at 14.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she had a baby at 14 and then it went from there. And then her baby died at 16. So, when I had when I had my baby at 16, I mean, that was her biggest fear is that I would lose my baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was like her biggest fear for me. So she was like, really adamant, about like, please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do anything to the baby. Don't, and I'm like, Mom, like seriously, and there's nothing going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she couldn't get over it. And then like my other sisters, I got 2 older sisters, like I told you. One had a baby at 19. She got married to Anthony and, they had 4 children together.
Okay.
And she got divorced with him because he was back from the military and he was crazed.
Yeah.
Then, I had another sister who's got kids by her kids' fathers were here in Decatur.
Yeah.
And then now she's living in Tennessee. I got one sister that lives here and one that lives in Tennessee. So
all right.
My older brother, who's Sydney, he lives here in Decatur, and then my little brother lives here in Decatur as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we talk about our history, our past quite often.
That's
because
good.
we weren't, they abused me.
Right. Right.
They tormented me, but they weren't abusive to me. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't hate you.
No.
Yeah.
I was picked on by them.
There you go. There you go.
I wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
They helped thicken that skin a little bit.
Man, a lot. Yeah. But no, we didn't go through tumultuous times in our life.
So what is your current position? What's your job right now? You do a couple things.
I do. Right now, currently, I'm the program director of a nonviolence prevention program that we've started at OKO.
Okay. Where's that at?
Old King's Orchard is on Church Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So with Devon Joyner.
Yeah.
Will Smith, who's Turk.
This is your deal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I was brought on the team last year.
All right.
And started doing like outreach for them, which is why I tell you I go into the schools. We did the summer program last year, which was phenomenal.
Okay.
Because we made some really big impacts with kids that we served at that point in time.
Right.
But now he was like, sis, I got an opportunity and I think you'd be perfect for it. And I was like, do you?
Do you now?
Right. What is it, right? So right now we're going to set it up as like a trauma response team.
Okay.
What we'll do is respond to the situations and incidents that occur in the city.
Okay.
So if there's a shooting, one of our support staff will be out there at the hospital.
Right.
And what we're trying to do is intervene should they have needs or any issues, you know what I'm saying, after the incident. But even more so than that, we're trying to prevent it from even happening.
Right.
So we'll be working with a number of kids, which the sheriff has gave us information about names and contact information. And fortunately, a lot of the staff that I have, because I have 6 staff up under me, I got put a whole team together, so it'll be 6, guys and gals working together, and we'll have the case management portion of it, and we'll have the outreach portion of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So when anything occurs, we got our outreach personnel, and I could give you information, send it back to your, you know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
yeah. So they've got their own specific number. There's a contact that you can reach them on, even providing case management. So if you're aware of any kids, any students, anybody that's in a immediate need where you feel like, they need some interference.
Right. You guys are the ones.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Huh.
this will be.
You just schooled me on something because I didn't even know.
What?
I didn't even know about this.
It's brand new.
Oh.
Literally.
Oh. This is something you kicking off.
Right.
Oh.
So this was based on, a grant that was awarded to the state, of course, right? But it was put together off of my brain baby.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, I've seen how different systems work throughout, where I've been.
Right.
And going back and forth between Champaign, working over there for like the last 17 years.
Right.
I was like, I know how we can do this. I know how we can do this. I got the vision. Yeah. I got the vision for it. Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, there's an easy way that we could put this all together. I know exactly how I want to see it done. And then we'll have different events. Like we'll have an event every month.
Yeah.
And, try to bring people together so that we can formulate relationships with all the different organizations here.
Yeah.
All of that. Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
And so what do you do on the radio over there? You're on the radio. You have a radio show?
I do.
It's an afternoon show.
Afternoons with DLight.
Afternoons with DLight. Okay. It's actually, is it on the radio?
Yeah.
What channel?
WRFU 104.5 FM radio every Thursday.
Oh, okay. Every Thursday.
Yeah, every Thursday. I go over it and record it. Then I put it on my Facebook page, which is Mica Light. I go live. My real name is Mica,
Okay.
But I said afternoons with DLight because I was called that my entire
It's it. That's you.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
DLight.
So, how'd you get into that?
I told you I got into that car accident, right? In 2019. I have always wanted to do media.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to be like an actress or something.
Okay.
I really did because I'm so animated and because I can story tell.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna be famous one day. And I've always saw myself as being famous. Literally. So I was like, if I could do anything, what would I do? Right. And then I joined the board at the IMC. And so the IMC is the building that they actually do the radio show in.
Okay.
And so the IMC is also active in political issues there. If you want to go and learn any type of thing, like that first recording of a police officer harassing a black man was actually done in Champaign-Urbana.
Oh.
One of the first recordings
that
they petitioned and fought for to get it actually put into the court system. And Martell Miller was the actual activist who fought for this, right? And this was through the IMC. And so when I learned that they stand up for political issues, I learned, all these different things. And then they also hold several events. Like we had last summer, 52 bands come and perform.
Ooh.
Right. So it was like the best, if you want to have a great time that weekend, we're right in the middle of downtown.
Right.
And you can have a really great time and just walk everywhere you want to go, get a hotel room, whatever, and be safe. You know what I mean? But have an amazing time.
Right.
And so I was, I had my kids come and perform. They did open mic. I have different parties, they have skate and paint there.
Yeah.
If you want to do something unusual, they have the painting, the skating in the building. So every week is something different. You can do open mic night every week. And I was like, all the different things that they were doing. And then they were putting on events with political figures, which is where I met the mayor, the new upcoming mayor of Urbana, Deshaun Wolf Williams.
Okay.
Right. I met him and, became friends with him and his wife there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, this is the perfect spot.
Perfect fit for you.
This is perfect. I can be everything I want to be.
And they said you got hired there to do a show?
No.
Oh, okay.
I petitioned and asked them, like, I want to do a radio show.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, what are you going to talk about? And I was like, everything, anything.
I like that.
And then they were like, right.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Right. And then, right.
Yeah.
The only thing I can't do is cuss. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, then you giving me the freedom to do whatever. They were like, Mica, we trust you.
Yeah.
You know, after building relationships with the board members, with the IMC, with everybody, they were like, man, we'd love to have you do one. And, you know, right now, I just got hit up by Tony's producer.
Uh-oh.
Right. And I was like,
feels good.
Just give me an opportunity to come out there, you know what I'm saying, and meet the woman that I want to meet is Alanya Van Zandt.
I don't know who that is.
You got to look her up, man. And she's got a book called Value in the Valley.
Okay.
That book pulled me through. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of book is it?
It's like,
I mean, is it a story or is it like a lesson? I mean, what is it?
all of the above. Like everything she gives you a story, the narrative of her life, not a biography so much as, but empowering stories through her life.
Gotcha.
How she looked at it, and then how the interpretation that she got out of it.
Okay.
And so I read that book, I think, man, maybe about 20 years ago, right? And I was like, man, everything can't be a struggle.
Yeah.
Your life can't be a struggle like this, right? And let me tell you, that book pulled me through, and I have always, 20 years later, I still want to meet this lady.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what did Tony producer reached out to you for what?
Because he was like, you're doing a phenomenal job. Keep it up. I was like, that's amazing.
Good guy needed that.
Right. Because I feel like I'm reaching nobody.
That's great, though. I mean, yeah, to have somebody go, hey, you listen?
I know. From California.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm begging for likes and views on Facebook, but you know how that stuff goes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know we've been off kilter on everything.
It's okay.
Let's get some recordables shit.
That's what I wanted to say. This is exactly what I wanted.
Oh, my God. Let's get some recordables something.
We got it. Everything's staying except for.
Stop it. Don't do all that. Don't put any cuss words that I'm cussing in this thing.
Seriously?
No.
Man, I've clicked the box that says explicit, so the listeners will know.
Stop playing. But yeah, I'm telling you, I've had an interesting life, man.
Yeah, you have.
I'm still living it. So, you know, I'm a grandma of like 5 kids.
Hell
right
yeah.
now. Like my son has all boys.
Damn.
My one son.
You're boying it up.
Boy, listen, he'll have a new baby in 2 days. We got a new grandbaby coming on the 26th.
That's exciting.
It really is. I'm thrilled for him. And I'm thrilled because he's a good father.
He's eating it up.
Yeah.
You
know, it matters.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You want to help. You're a giver. It takes people like you, man, because it's rough. Like teachers, people who work in, I think that's what a lot of people snooze on, like them, to me, working in like a retirement home or an old folks home, whatever. Oh, man. Watching people die for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, to say, I'm going to try to make it as pleasant as I can for them is huge.
Yeah.
But I would be like a mess, dude.
Really?
Oh, if I every once a week you're having people that you actually connect with dying or whatever.
It's like a daily.
Even
that would be
Like, oh, Mr.
horrible.
Smith work. Oh, he's gone. Damn.
Right.
Okay.
Get back to work the next day.
Like nothing. Let me change these sheets. We got someone coming in.
And then you get them prepared. Also remember that.
Oh yeah.
So when they die, and even when they're doing resuscitation on the client, right? Or the patient, when they're doing resuscitation and they have to give them intravenous lines, when they have to do this, if they have anything coming out of their mouth, anything, you get them prepared for the family. So they have their last time to see their family member if they're in the hospital before they get shipped to the morgue, and then from the morgue to the crematory, wherever they're going. And you have to wipe them down, put their hair in place, wipe their face off, you know what I'm saying? And position them.
Right. That's heavy.
Man, I'm telling you. And experience that. I'm like, there's nothing I really cannot. I didn't work at a funeral home before.
Right. That's sketchy too, man. I don't know. It's too close, man. Dead.
I'm telling you.
Bro.
And then, like I said, I worked in drug and alcohol addiction, so I've seen people come in on drugs. You know what I'm saying? And then pass away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alcohol has got to be one of the most brutal
poisons.
Recovery.
Yes.
If you think that you can recover from alcohol, you have to go into a facility, and even that, you could die.
Yeah. How crazy is that? And it's available everywhere. You can.
People don't even care.
Get a can of soda.
We're not teaching this stuff to our kids, though. You know what I'm saying? And I heard something today that I gotta share with you. I know we going way over tonight.
It's okay.
I like talking to you.
Yes, I like it too. I want to hear what you heard today.
So they asked, what color was kindergarten when you went to kindergarten? What color was it?
What's that mean?
No, like what color was kindergarten when you went into your classroom? What color was it?
The room?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. I have no idea.
Yes, you do. It was every color.
Yeah, it was colorful.
Right.
I imagine.
Okay. So, but when you go to second and third and fourth and fifth grade, your room is usually plain.
Yeah.
Right. You might put up some pictures and stuff like that. But where's the next time that you see this colorfulness? And come on, let's go. Go to them areas where we used to go. To the club.
Oh, you're saying as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the same appeal.
Club has the same appeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you base your understanding on colorism, because there are actually people, professionals out here who base their standard of how we react to things on color, red, orange, and yellow.
I'm familiar with this nonsense, but yeah.
Red, orange, and yellow are their attractive colors. So what are most restaurants colored?
Oh, that's the purple, red.
Your Hardee's,
red, orange,
right?
Yellow. Yeah, McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah,
so we're a mind. Our mind is based on like what appeals to us. And if you promote it and project it and constantly give people this projection of what's out there, the color streams naturally attract us. So we're going to have the fruity drinks. We're going to have the...
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll have all these things in color form that appeal to you. Come on, let's go out and get drunk. And we're going to the best Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something that'll pull us straight into the misconception of what it actually is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then
it's just because there's too much money in it, right? It's the only thing it can.
It's the money factor.
I mean, that's why it's not put out there to be. It looks so attractive rather than poisonous, is because it's not profitable as poison, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a billion-dollar industry.
That's the advertisement of it all. What are they going to advertise the most to you?
Right.
The most appealing things to you are probably the most detrimental things to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I heard that today and I was like, dang, I ain't even never thought. He said it to the aspect of like, there are millions and millions of dollars that people spend into advertise. What is advertising? What is it now? Because now we're on social media all the time.
Right.
This is the main attraction of what I just learned about a month ago that the Pentagon puts in millions of dollars for us to have entertainment. Did you know that?
For us to have entertainment?
Yes.
What kind?
Anything. TV. Because it's built because they're building us for a distraction.
For sure.
So they spend millions of dollars on us to have entertainment.
To distract.
Now,
but this is almost getting obvious to where it's like they're going, like this Doge shit that's going on right now with they're finding all this money we've been getting stole from us.
And I'm telling you, I'm just like,
yeah,
this has been going on forever.
The Diddy shit. It's like, I think they wanted that to shift more focus from that Trump shit.
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it did.
I don't think it did either. And
it did for a second, and then it was like,
no,
come on, man, are you guys even for real? And
no.
if I had to take my guess, it's if that's an Epstein type thing, same thing's going to happen. They're going to kill him and say he killed himself.
I know.
It sucks.
And that's where I'm at right now. But I also think that he knew things that the government does not want you to know.
For sure.
You know, which is most of the time, like this is how they've killed off the Black Panther Party movement. I could go, listen, we could go to some places with me.
Oh no, things go much, much deeper than a lot of people would ever. Yeah, you dive down a rabbit hole and you're going, wait a minute, bro. Yeah.
And you're like, what? You know, the Black Panther Party movement was just started to help the people that were in the neighborhood. That's where it was started.
Right. And then it gets, yeah.
And then the night before, they have millions of foods. I mean, like $100,000 worth of food put together for their neighborhood. The FBI comes in and pisses on all of it.
Oh, yeah. To say you guys are on some terrorist shit.
And you're like,
wait, what?
But we're just trying to help our people.
You're like, too late. We got money to do this. And we're
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah. And that's the effervescent factor of going back into the manipulation of people wanting to be tied to getting free stuff.
Yeah.
The government is going to help us.
Yeah.
You know, and now we become so dependent on the government. People are losing their minds hearing that the Department of Education is about to be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like dismantled.
Right.
Or a matter of fact, it's dismantling as we're
currently.
Exactly. Yeah. So people are losing their minds. But when you understand, they've been did this.
Right. We're just not. Yeah. You just listened.
Right.
Yeah, you just decided to hear us.
The money is why is there money not in education to the degree and magnitude that it's supposed to be in right now? Anyway, it has always been there. It has always been there.
It's just not been there.
Right. Because what's happening, right?
It's just, I think that's it. Is it goes, why aren't there, or I don't know. Never mind.
Listen,
I have no idea.
I'm telling you, like, you know, somebody's pockets are getting fat and those trips are getting paid for, you know?
Right. I just think it's just fucking crazy that we're going, hey, you're seriously worried about taxing me and you've been stealing my fucking money?
It's like, hey, dude, where's
my car? And nobody's going to jail? How is nobody going to jail?
Nobody.
Like, it's just like, yep, they bunch of 1.5 billion.
Nobody.
To who, though?
Nobody.
Who the fuck? Who cashed it?
Exactly.
I mean, somebody's going to jail.
No.
Like today.
No.
It's like, no.
And because they're,
stop it. Yeah.
They got immunities to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And because he's allowing immunity to all his homies.
Yeah.
Like, this is the biggest.
This is a movie, bro. This shit was written. Yeah.
For real.
I don't think, I don't know. I think our country's in a pretty bad spot. Dude, we have the Apprentice guy as our president for the second time.
Wait a minute. My thing is this.
I'm like, let's do whoever is best and whoever's going to do the best. I'm fine with them. I don't give a shit. But our last president, that was they tricked an old man into playing the role Weekend at Bernie's. You know what I mean? It's like that to me is almost disrespectful. Like, man, don't do that guy like that.
I know.
Why you do Sleepy Joe like that, bro?
But you know, if you watch The Simpsons and if you grew up on them,
oh yeah,
this was already predicted.
This is
everything that has occurred in The Simpsons has occurred in real life. Why is that? Why is that?
Yeah, that's right.
Who's paying for this? You see what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Who's paying for this?
It is crazy. I go conspiracy theory pretty quick. I don't take much for me because I'm like, everything is crooked and fucked up.
I'm trying to tell you, listen.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And and that's the truth. And it's like, listen, living a life of, which is why, like I tell you, I talk to young people and tell them, like, you need to stay up under the radar.
Right.
I said, once you get tricked in becoming part of the system, it's like you'll never not be part of the system.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for them to utilize and take control over you in the mannerism, they're taking control over your physical body. If the world was to blow up, you know what I mean? Where would you be? You know what I'm saying? You're stuck in prison. And like that whole Katrina thing, where there were so many inmates that were left in the actual physical jails that drowned.
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
Nobody is even talking about.
It don't matter. It was just convicts.
Right.
Without dates that was about to, you know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
In a year, someone was going to be paying taxes, motherfucker.
I'm telling you. But they don't need you. They don't need you when we can ship in.
We don't need to draw that negative attention. Hey, sorry, I forgot to unlock the cage, boss.
I'm telling you.
So, okay,
you're just
don't worry about
just another body.
Yeah.
You know, and I try
Distraction.
Lord.
Distraction.
It's all over.
Yeah.
It's all over. You know, and listen, I'm trying to live in a world right now where everything is peaceful.
I think it's really cool, that thing you just kicked off, or you are kicking off, that it's because it does seem like now way more than when we were kids. The younger guys, maybe girls too, I don't know.
It is.
But there's no value on like life or prison or like, you know what I mean? Like these young kids don't give a shit, where we'll fight and shit. Mm-hmm. We might have a thumper, but no one's trying to shoot each other necessarily. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, damn.
I know.
Damn, 15, 16. What the hell?
I know. But
First of all, why do y'all even got guns?
First of all, why are you having full blown on conversations in front of your children that are young? Ugh. Because we're.
I told them go in the other room.
Remember that?
That just
remember
means
that?
you listen
remember
harder.
That? Remember that?
Yeah.
But it was disrespectful for you to sit in front of your parents and listen to their conversation when they were adult conversations, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm mad now, I'm putting my kid on FaceTime with me, telling you how upset and angry I am.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a manipulation. So they've given us the phones, which me and my brother go back and forth on this phone talk all the time. They gave us the phones like we were ready for the phone. We weren't even ready for the phone.
No.
You know what I mean?
Because it went from a phone to a computer in like a year.
And then we handed it off to our kids, though. Because remember?
Our kids are growing up.
But that's what I'm saying.
Babysat by iPads.
But that's what I'm saying. Remember, we just handed it off to our kids, but we didn't even have full understanding of what it was ourselves.
For sure.
We're in our 40s.
Still.
And we didn't even understand what we gave our kids. Oh. Now our kids are raising kids.
Right.
And now we've like put the weapon in their hand, and now we're like, okay, give it back. No.
Right. It's hard. Too late.
They're like, I'm not giving that back to you. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, you gave me all this power.
Yeah.
I can watch porn. I can.
Accessibility to that is insane to me.
Ridiculous. And then you think about the kids are.
Can't they make you pay for it or something like that?
No, not when everybody's producing it. Yeah. Me and you could make a tape.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can put. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. As long as you can post a video, you can have porn. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then you're thinking like, man, they don't have any, like, we don't have no say, like a no. There's not a no at all, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine not?
Yeah.
So I've said this before, as my son, he's 15. He doesn't know the world of the answer to a question being, I don't know. Because
he Googles everything.
Like, we literally can find out that if you and I wonder about something, we're only going to sit here and brainstorm for about 2 seconds before one of us goes, well, let me get the actual answer.
Right.
Because that's what we have we had the encyclopedias when we were kids.
Exactly.
And we have that.
Exactly.
That updates every fucking night when
I'm trying to tell you.
So it is like a whole, because as much as
there's not a patience level.
There's a very big curse that comes along with the window to the world here with phones and internet. There's also a ton of opportunity.
Absolutely.
As with everything that's bad.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is a different level of scary. You know what I'm saying?
And we're there too. It isn't like we're going, here's how we handle this. It's like, oh, I don't fucking know. My kid shows me shit. Cool apps.
I know.
You know what I'm like?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like this, though.
alter worlds now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know grown people that are in relationships, you hear me, that are our age, that have broken up with their significant other because they've caught them living in that meta universe with women.
Whole nother world.
Yeah, with women, and then them dating men that are posing as women on the app, and they're actually still having communications after they leave the meta universe. Okay? And so they're still engaging in a sexual relationship.
That's cheating. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're 50.
Hey, you fucking weirdo.
Right. But I know people that have like recently
That's been a thing.
deleted their whole entire relationship based on this person being on the metaverse and having Becky, who's 16 in real life, be their girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, like this woman has triple, double D's and you're actually having sex with these people and you're sending them money?
Yeah.
You're sending them
Oh shit. Right. You got me. Nah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. And they're really experiencing like a real life in this metaverse.
And love and shit, they think, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now you're talking about, let's take this away from the kids. They don't need that phone all day long now.
Yeah.
Let's take it from them all day. Are you kidding me? They are losing their
And
minds.
God forbid we don't just teach kids self-control, guidance, teach them how to be decent people so they don't want to look up how to make a bomb because they have no interest in making a fucking bomb. I'm
telling you.
Yeah, you don't need an escape plan because you're not doing shit like that.
Right.
You know?
Right. You're right, though.
But
because now
let's put the focus on give every school a pouch to put your phone in. Shut the fuck up.
Honestly.
Just shut up. Don't cheat.
Right. But every kid has a phone now. I can cheat now. I mean,
For sure.
I got access to everything.
Yep.
I don't have to do anything for real.
Yeah.
Now we have no consequences for our actions because now, it used to be how the teachers or the parents kids were scared of the parents. Now the parents are scared of the kids,
Right.
And you're like, wait a minute.
What's going on? Yeah.
What is happening here?
Yeah.
And now, like, this has been our reconstruction of how we were supposed to be, like, delegating this program down. It's like, now we've got to explain to them what consequences are.
Because they're not familiar.
No. And then they think that consequence is a short thing.
Right.
So you don't realize that going out with Timmy, right? Going out with Timmy, shooting a gun can get you years until you actually get to that place.
Right.
Now you're like, oh my God, you're in the court now because this is what I do as well. I go sit in the courtroom and watch the process, right? Just do it because I want to know. And also I got a couple of professors at the university, Millikan University, who are like, we want to help you do some things, right?
Okay.
So I told them I just go into the courtroom just to observe. I just watched a young boy blow up his girlfriend's car, right? Had enough explosives in his house to probably blow up all downtown Decatur.
Oh, shit.
Get 18 months probation. Okay.
He blew up her car?
Yes. Now, I just watched a 17-year-old boy who had a bullet in his pocket get 3 years in prison.
No gun?
No.
Man, that shit's a prop, man.
Tell me.
It don't make sense.
The level of severity. You could blow up downtown Decatur, but
yeah, fuck it.
And I'm not saying like the gun use and bullets and everything. I'm not saying
that just doesn't make sense.
No, but the level of severity that you're putting on one crime versus another, and you already know how that played out and how it played out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, everything that's coming into the jail system now, if you've been found in somebody's neighborhood, is what I'm finding out now as well, living here. If it was in some particular neighborhood or you got caught with some particular crime in some particular neighborhood, it will be looked at as gang violence. Okay.
No matter what the crime is.
No matter. It doesn't even matter. So now you're looking at like
extra
gang affiliation.
Which don't ever go away.
And you're like, But did you know that Decatur has like 26, 28 gangs in it?
What? We do? They just are making shit up, huh? Yeah.
Okay.
And it's pretty weird.
I'm with you.
So there is you up on these robots?
What kind?
Tesla robots?
Yeah. The dog?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
the humanoid.
well, and so yeah, I guess this year they'll you can already buy
pre-order.
Does basic shit, you know? And they said, so we're doing the most recent Joe Rogan interview with Elon Musk they were talking about, and he said within 5 years you will be able to pick out the man of your dreams.
Yeah.
And order him.
Yeah.
As a silicone fucking. What do you think
Yes.
about that? First of all, how weird.
That's not weird.
How weird is that going to be, though?
That's not going to be weird.
It's going to be like, dude,
It's normal.
She's hot. It's like, oh, it's a bot. Okay.
Yeah, and that's bot 62453, and you can order her. You know, I'm serious.
Yeah, hey, keep looking, bro. Scan the barcode and order one. Like,
just go past her, man.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Listen.
What's up? Can I get your number? I'm sorry, my blah, blah, blah. Like, oh shit, you're fake.
Right. But if you've been, this has been going on all our kid life.
Oh
right?
yeah.
We've been preparing ourselves, and just like you said, they put this in front of us so that you won't be looking at it.
That's it.
To make you look at it, because now, guess what? Everything that we saw, like Star Trek was a real thing back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything that we've seen, and then if you're watching like Netflix, they had Just Like Us or something like that.
Yeah.
This movie that's on Netflix where, oh my God, what is her name? She played on like that Transformers movie.
Oh, the pretty chick?
Right?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the one where she's a robot?
Yes.
Yeah. Megan Fox.
Yep, that's who it is.
That was a good ass movie,
It was.
too. Or
It
I
was.
just think she's bad.
Yeah, it was. It was terrible though, because you're like, he just cheated on his wife. Yeah. And then she tells her, and you got feelings.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen.
For sure.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, I want them to make them more like humans.
Yes,
right?
they will learn from you what you like.
And so
will you get one?
No.
You won't get one?
No.
Hey, bro, fire up that grill. I already fired it up, babe. You know what time it is. You're like, damn it, this dude's good.
It's not that deep for me.
It's off.
Man, I'm telling you, because it's just like it's just like having a sex toy.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like, hey,
but when you can order a companion that's not just for fucking, we're about to go extinct. But
did you hear what Elon Musk had said before?
I can imagine.
He already had said, and that's what I was telling people on the radio show before. He said that in 5 to 10 years, you won't even be needed anymore.
Right.
On any job that you're going to do. He said robots will completely take over. And he said, we're getting it ready to be a type of world where you'll be taken care of.
Right.
But you'll be taken care of on the measure of what you've put in so far.
Right.
So the manipulation, if you're watching the manipulation, it's about Social Security. Right. Uh-huh. They want everybody off Social Security, or they're like, oh, Social Security, how are you getting it? But it's also the manipulation. So if they put that in and make everybody have to be accountable for a Social Security disability, you could be taken care of to the level of your Social Security.
Right.
Because he was like, there are not going to be jobs out here anymore. And I was like, what? Did he just say? He said that.
Yeah, he meant that.
Yeah, he meant it. There's not going to be jobs out here anymore.
But there's a part of me that goes, okay, I hire people, right? I mean, I employ people.
Right.
If I could have a significantly less fee for a substantially better, if not perfect job.
Exactly.
Do I say no?
Right.
Or am I like, bro, you guys are going to have to find jobs because these motherfucking bots, I'm going to give
everything.
I'm going to buy 2 of them for $50,000 a piece, and you guys want $120,000 a year. So I'm going to fucking buy. You see what I'm saying, though? It's like it's kind of making it where you do get it. Not to mention, we're lazy.
I know.
Overall.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Yeah, it is.
And
like,
then this is
even with people getting salty about the people who are coming in and taking jobs. It's like, I get it.
That stuff is crazy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you don't want to do that shit?
No.
They ain't coming in.
That's the point.
They ain't working at the car dealership. They're fucking doing the shit work you don't want to do, and you're going to bitch about there not being any jobs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
You mean you don't have an education, you don't know how to do shit, and you say you're still not going to work for a lawn mowing company. It's like, well, you have to make a fucking choice.
I know. But see, right now, you really don't have to.
No.
Because now if you're afforded all of the luxuries of getting public
Dude,
assistance.
Life is expensive as shit, right?
What are you telling
So that's what I'm going, how do these people get by?
Right.
Even with the little help, it's still like, they don't sit still. They don't look like bums.
There's no way. There's no way.
They ain't all hustling. Most of them are dumb.
I know.
So it's not like they have a.
But see, that's that
most of them need to fucking hustle, learn something.
Man.
Shit, dude.
But that's that whole thing with them relationships as well. We could spin with that. The relationships that they're getting into, it's like there's no standard anymore.
Right. It's just see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So the end result is not marriage.
Right. If it's even on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So if I can get somebody for just a little while, you know what I'm saying? I can get somebody for just a little while. We move in, I fuss and fight and argue, and then I'm on to the next. Or she's on to the next. There is no level.
Till we get tired of this shit.
I'm telling you. And then you're thinking, even with the kids, how the kids are going. So now, if this is what I see as my regularity, right? I don't see marriage. I don't see the end game. I don't see the end result. Why get married? Why struggle? Why fight for a relationship? And you see this in every single scenario now. There are no kids out here that are talking about at 16, 17 years old, I want to get married.
Right.
That's not an end goal for anybody anymore. Just
if anything, it's independence. I don't need this.
That's what I'm like.
Don't get it twisted. People don't have to need each other to be with each other or anything.
Right. And you think about that. You know what I mean? Think about the manipulation that the government has put into their minds right now. Because this is what they've fed us.
Dude, that's the bad part is this sets a new standard, like a physical standard.
Seriously.
If you're out here going, I'm comparing you to anyone I pick up my phone and look at because everyone's a fucking model, man or woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now.
Yep. They look good.
If I spin you
real
off. Real
life isn't like this.
Man, if I spin you off and you're missing, then what?
Right. Right.
If I spin you off and you're missing, then what? Like literally, think about that.
Yeah.
If you're not accountable to anyone.
Right.
How many people can I have missing at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just telling you, like the manipulation that we are going through is more deeper than what we are thinking it is. You know what I'm saying? Because now you don't have, you're not making children. Yeah, we're not making kids on the level that we were even.
Somehow tricked us into saying the world's overpopulated, and it's like, no, it's not.
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm telling you.
They're like, look at China. It's like, no, that area of China has too many people in it. The rest of China is open land.
Just like most of the United States of America is.
They're not packed in. That's just New York,
I'm telling you. So now we don't even date on the same level. We're not meeting each other on the same. They're making things like we're the enemy to one another. Man versus woman right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and you're like, what? How did you even manipulate that whole process?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. What's the point is my thing. Mm-hmm. What is okay, I get it, but why?
Mm-hmm.
What's the
goal?
Fucking gain? Yeah.
There is a goal.
Yeah. What's the gain? To teach people that they don't need each other. Oh, great. So now what?
No. I think like the overpopulation, you know what I'm saying? I believe the sex industry will never get old because you know what? I could tell you a story that we had a guy who flew a 12-year-old across the country. How he got across the country, I have no idea. But he got across the country, was living in the basement of this man's house, who's like, big city over there, and was basically pimping him and using him as his sex slave while his wife is upstairs.
Wow.
Yeah. Saying that that's my baby cousin. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation. Boy ended up getting away, ran down the street. You know what I'm saying? Was found by the police. But I'm telling you, that sex slave industry, because people are so fixated on that phone and that device and that porn and those industries.
Yeah, porn's a big deal, huh?
Man, huge.
I don't know why it's surprising to me.
The fetishes and the sadisticness of it is what's surprising me.
Right.
Like, people want pictures of butt cracks. Like, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, toes are a thing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
backs
There's
of
things.
body parts are,
There's
you know,
things.
your lower body part of your back is now like, you know, you can take hundreds of thousands of pictures and sell this stuff on.
Okay.
You're like, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Like, for real, I have met little children that are prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? And you think about the men that are in their lives and like, who taught you this, man?
Right.
Like,
dude.
who taught you
Where the
this at all? Where'd you pick this up from? But then, like I told you, drugs.
There's a bunch of them. So it's like, this is a thing.
Drugs, alcohol, and sex. It's like that holy trinity of hell.
Right.
Real.
You go meet the devil when you're young, and he'll stick with you if you let him.
Man, I'm telling you. So now you have to get even kids, like, kids are having the weirdest addictions lately, which is sex. You know what I'm saying? And even though you think like porn isn't that bad, I've seen children have an addiction to sex at 11, 12 years old and watch their addiction spiral. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Watch them become the abuser of their younger siblings. And then, like, really, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now
It's a sickness.
Man, I'm telling you. And then now you've got alcohol in the house, right? Mom and dad leave the house for just a little bit, or, you know, the weekend you're old enough to watch the siblings. Here's another situation. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think, like, we really don't pay that much attention to, like, oh, you know, it's just a little porn. They can just click on, you know, the porn site. They'll be fine. If they see a little boob, a little breast. Some kids.
Shit, they're looking at the inside of asshole before they even kissed a girl.
Right.
And
I'm telling
what
you.
the fuck are you guys?
I'm telling you. And that's what they're subjected to right now. So now you have to rewash a brain that has been washed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you're like, how can I even move you away from that addiction? You know?
Right. Yeah.
And this is the bulk of what we've been seeing. Like, literally, this is what I've been seeing in any field, any facet, homelessness. You know, I didn't know people could get sexually assaulted that much and be homeless. I mean, I assumed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
You know, because they're on the streets. You know what I mean? But the level of abuse that they go through.
Crazy.
The level of abuse that they go through.
Oh, so you're saying that our addiction to porn triggers just sadistic activity of just being freak fucking beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting, but accurate.
Because then you have to also look at it from the abuser's standpoint. Because now I'm learning how to be the abuser. You're just giving me the tools that I need. You know what I'm saying?
And it keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you become the abuser. You're out here. I mean, it's so deep and dark that you would be like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm telling you. So I'm like, I've watched this. I've worked in all kind of fields with kids, young people, and their addictions. Man.
That'd be heartbreaking.
It is.
You know, just to be like, dude.
It is.
I would love to tell you it's going to be okay.
I can't.
You're going to be fucked up.
Man.
I mean, shit sticks with you.
Man, I'm telling you.
How you twist it, it can create a good or bad person, but man.
Yeah, I know. You know, prayer is a potent thing.
Yeah. Because you're a victim.
Victim of what?
When you're growing up of your household, you just prevailed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
You were, I mean, you could have went in any direction.
In any direction.
Yeah. You could have been moved out and started just boozing up and saying, fuck it. This is what I thought we did. We get drunk and we fucking fight. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. But you didn't. So
that's what I said.
It's an option. You know?
You think it's an option?
It's always an option. I think a lot of people can take the shitty example that they get and go, that is an example of how I'm not going to be.
I hear people say that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I did it.
Yeah.
But
so it's doable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's easy. And I'm not, but I think that, a lot of, again, you can't, people are want the easy route.
Man.
That's why pills and booze and even, I mean, I'm a fan of THC, weed, all that, but you can't make young people lose the ability to feel. They have to feel certain things to develop who they're going to be. You know what I'm saying? So we can't numb it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But
yeah,
sometimes
everybody's different.
I think
and
so.
People aren't strong like you. Somebody needs a hand. They need a hand. They need somebody to tell them what to do.
Man, I'm telling you, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It really is. But I've seen just struggle. I've seen, like kids go through things that I am just baffled that they could even overcome.
Right.
I'm really shocked, Like I've been to I worked at the pavilion before with girls that were like cutters,
Ooh, yeah.
And I remember I would walk in and they would be like, Mica, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Mica, Mica here, right? So I'm with the most heinous kids, right?
Right.
But I would go into the room in the day room and I would sit there and I would eat my lunch every day.
Right.
Clockwork. I'm going to sit, everybody going to gather around me. We're going to talk a little talk and nobody would say anything crazy, no threatening,
right.
No being violent, no nothing.
Just talking.
Yeah, we just talking. It's just like I'm home. I'm kicking
right.
it. Y'all got to eat. Let me enjoy my food.
Right.
And we'll do what we got to do, right? This girl, one day, I walked in all white. You know what I'm saying? I had my little outfit on, all white, had my Birkenstock boots on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm good, right? I go in, I walk in, and I look down the hallway, and it's her. She's standing in the door, completely cut herself from the head all the way down, naked, standing in the door.
She's cut up.
And she was like, Mica, I've been waiting on you. And I was like, well, you're going to be waiting because I'm finna go in here and I'm finna eat my food and I'll get to you when I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But I knew like that man, and what's so crazy is I tell this story to a lot of people. They're like, Mica, that's nuts. Like that's some Carrie type stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't understand. In that situation, them kids want to be held and hugged.
Oh, they're searching for something.
No, I'm serious because you can't hug them. We couldn't have physical contact with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only way they would get a physical contact is if we put them on the ground. TCI, CPI.
I got to
you know what I'm saying?
You. Oh, so they were looking for interaction.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
I'm trying
accurate.
to tell you, but you can't hug them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now you're building an unhealthy relationship, which is they're like
humanity, man. What
you're
about
like
humanity? What? Come here, man. Yeah.
Right. So you can't hug them. You can't have that whole.
Because there's sick fucks who will go overboard on hugging.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I'm saying?
Some people need a hug,
Some people need a.
It's medicine. Dude.
Listen, they said that you're supposed to have 6 to 7 hugs a day to maintain like your level of healthy cortisol in your body.
Man.
So you think about that. That's what I'm saying?
That's a lot of touching.
But for real, I said I need 6 or 7 for my little guys because you know what? It alleviates.
It does too, right?
When you get them hugs from your little grandkids and they hug your neck, it just like, Lord,
You're right.
It alleviates something in you that you're like, dang, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
But now think about people who are institutionalized right now, especially the current situation that we have at Macon County Jail, where you can't get an in-person visit at all.
Right.
At all. Now you think about these young men that are sitting in there for a year, 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Years. That's like they're losing their fucking minds.
It's meant to drive you insane.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then after 1, 2, 3 years, what do you find most men going for? I want to get medicated now.
Right. I got to escape.
I want to get medicated now. You know, I could handle it for that first 1-2 years. But if I can't get a physical touch, and now you're moving them so far away, your family can't even come and visit you.
It's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think about this for the nature of the young boys that we're serving right now.
Right.
16, 17 years old, y'all committing crimes. Y'all getting sentenced away for 30 years.
Right.
The only other physical touch you'll get is where?
Where? Other than where?
In the joint.
Oh, yeah. You get some if
That's
you want.
That's what I said,
touch.
right?
Yeah.
But then I know so many men that have left prison right now who are HIV positive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but it happened.
It's the truth,
it happened,
though.
Yeah.
But see, you know what? I think just because we grew up in Decatur as well, you didn't see like the full scope of what a degree could get you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that wasn't something like I went to Jackson, Tennessee, and was like, oh my God, these people are actually doing stuff.
Right.
Like, you know, to see the black mayor, to see the black sheriff, to see, you know, all the educators at Lane College. If you've never like in Decatur, you know, I like to call Decatur Mayberry. You know,
Mayberry. Oh, Mayberry.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hillbilly hell here. You know what I'm saying? You think so? They got specific sides of town that you can go on to, right? And you're like, that's black.
I'm not.
That's black, right? And then specific sides of town, right? That you can go on to, that's white, right? That's white, right?
I don't know because I know white people who live in, like I've lived all over this town. And
see, let me tell you.
And I also have not been looked favorable upon by law enforcement. So I'm not like one to be like,
really?
Oh, I've not got my white privilege. They've fucking passed me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not for that incident that you talked about, though.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, throughout.
Really?
Throughout. Yeah. It's not ever stopped.
You don't date black women either?
I don't give a fuck who you are.
Okay. Anyway.
I like black girls. I like a little chocolate.
I can't with you. Like but seriously, that's interesting to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because like literally, when I was young growing up here, there was nothing there. I felt no discrimination. None.
How fucking crazy is that?
I didn't even know what discrimination was.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
I was telling my son, I said, dude, this is new.
Yeah. It is, man.
I was here and it wasn't here.
It was not like
and nothing happened since then, but we're back. When Rodney King got his ass whooped by them police in LA, we all were like, oh, the police are fucking dead.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, there was no.
We never saw that.
That was fuck the police, not white people, black people. It was like, fuck cops.
The police, period.
Yeah.
You know, but we didn't experience that.
No. So where the fuck how insane is that? That we have actual people who have to take responsibility for going, well, we're really just teaching our history. It's like, is that teaching history by fucking opening dead? You know what I mean? It's like let things that lie in a good place.
But you know what's here.
Stay in a good place.
That's what's scary though. You know what I'm saying? Because the ultimate thing is.
But then it makes. So like you said that a black dude can be an educator of any race and any gender. Mm-hmm. So I think part of the stigma also is the young black kids, girls and boys, are kind of also told like fuck the white teacher type. You know what I mean? Like we don't fucking trust this clown. And it kind of carries over to where it's like, why are we even creating, you know what I mean? How about do away with all that and just go, hey, the fucking science teacher's cool as fuck.
I do. I
don't care what he is.
But you know what? That's
so many.
It's that propaganda that we've been fed so many lies and so many different things. You know, race isn't even a real thing.
They got rules for shit that is new. That's what I'm going. Yeah, we're acting like yeah. I don't
race
know.
is a new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like this has just been imposed upon us through the years. And you should read this book called The Caste System. It's phenomenal. Or you should watch the movie as well. But it's the caste system, right?
Okay.
And the caste system is based on, like, you know, this African American lady after Trayvon Martin was murdered. They asked her to give her opinion because she's like a published author. She won like the Nobel Peace Prize or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but she's very very well known. Anyway, she spoke about the caste system and how the caste system, you know, in New Delhi and stuff like that was based on like the Brahmins and the, you know, I can't remember, the lower class. Anyway,
Okay.
so the Brahmin is like the top tier.
Gotcha.
But they're all the same color.
Okay.
So how can it be race, right? A
Right.
racial issue,
Right.
even though the top Brahmins are still brown. The middle class Brahmins are, I mean, you know, Egyptian people,
Right.
you know, Indian, whatever, they're still brown. The lower class people who actually got into the gutters, oiled their bodies with olive oil to clean out the sewage, the sewers. So, you know, they have public restrooms over there.
Yeah.
They have to unclog them by somebody getting into the sewage. Into the poop and the pee and everything, right? And so those were the lower classes of, you know, of those people, right? But they were all identical in color. Right. So how can this be race, right?
Right.
Even though that's the level of understanding that we have right now, is that white race, black race. You're like, this wasn't even a real thing. Just isn't even a real thing.
Dude,
you know, and I try to explain this to my kids and stuff. And like my youngest daughter, like I've never experienced, I'm going to tell you something. I've lived in Decatur. I grew up in Decatur. I never experienced racism.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. Even to
but
this
again,
day.
We all were, again, the same. Everyone had the same amount of money. Everybody worked at Wagner's or Firestone or wherever the fuck you got your dad got a shitty job at. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which wasn't a shitty job. That it was great. They got to guarantee 40, 60.
My point.
Yeah. So it is nuts to me. It's like, yeah, why not bring back something to create a divide again?
I'm telling you.
Idiots.
I'm telling you. But we have been subjected to this nightmare now, to where this is like norm, and it's really not normal for us.
No.
Because I'm like,
I've had a few people in here that are like our age that I go, hey, am I losing my mind, or did this shit not exist? And they're like, yeah. Bo.
It didn't exist.
Yeah, we're actually going to wrap up. It's 8:30.
I know. Let's wrap up. Let's wrap
well, hey,
up.
I sure appreciate you coming and taking the time to sit down and get to know you a little bit. You're interesting.
I'm sorry. I'm all over
We can do this again.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, just cuss.
No, I'm not going to cuss.
No. I said just cuss.
Okay.
Just cuss. Just to chat, you know? You
please,
said,
let's
cuss.
do that.
No, not cuss.
No, I don't cuss. No, please. Put a couple of videos together. Do that.
For sure.
Do that. Maybe you'll be more detailed with how you want this layout, because I was all over the place today.
I liked it. This is
really
perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, I was all over the place today.
I'm not on. The agenda was to do exactly what we did.
Okay, that's great.
So you did great.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I really do. I enjoy myself. You're fun.
You are too.
You know,
Yeah.
I think we should go out for drinks one day. I choose not, but
that part is staying in. No.
You have to put that one on.
I'll get back to you
without
guys
even
on how the preservation's been going.
Oh my God.
No. All right. Well,
that's hilarious.
If you guys want to check her out, man, Mica Light on Facebook. I'll put I'll tag your shit right here so that people can see that too.
Thank
and follow
you so much.
your show.
Appreciate that.
104.5 if you're in Champaign in the afternoons on Thursday.
Thursday afternoon from 3 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to 4. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks again. And thank you guys for joining me for another episode. Until next time, be kind to each other.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so before you guys close out the episode, let's wrap it up with me giving a quick shout out to the show sponsors one more time. Family Home and Patio. If you have any spa or pool need or question or service need or dream you want to see come to fruition on a backyard oasis, reach out to Family Home and Patio. Taylor and his crew at Family Home and Patio are the professionals in the industry for all of your needs that you would have in turning your backyard into the place to be this year. Their showroom in Decatur, Illinois not only has a good 15 or 20 units set up for you to see for yourself and envision in your backyard, but they also have all of the pool and spa supply needs you could ever imagine. They also have expert technicians that not only install, but help you keep what you have running the best it can for its entire life. So reach out to them, Family Home and Patio. They're right here in Decatur, Illinois. Let me introduce you to a game changer in the world of content creation. Okay, if you guys have been going through your reels, as you're scrolling, you see a bunch of captioned clips of people that are cuts off podcasts or cuts off things they do. Listen, Opus Clip is the one to do it. Scan this QR code. You take your longer video, whether it be an MP4, a movie file, or a link to a clip posted on another platform. You drag and drop it. It clips it. It captions it. You can even set it up where it posts it for you. It does everything you need. You literally need one thing to help promote and elevate your brand, and Opus Clip is it. Scan the QR code and go rock and roll right now. If you need drone services of any kind, of any sort, whether you are a solar field builder, whether you're a general contractor that needs construction site monitoring, whether you're a real estate agent or marketing agent who wants to really showcase some properties inside or out, Aerial Elite Solutions is your go-to. We do everything drones, and we specialize in it, we master it, and we give the deliverable that you desire. So reach out to Aerial Elite Solutions today at flyaes.com or give them a call at 330-7226 and help them elevate your business. Midwest Lightning Rods, the trusted professionals in lightning protection, design, and installation for nearly 100 years. All of the structures that we walk in, whether they're hospitals, whether they're housing units, whether they're sports venues, educational facilities, they all have lightning protection. So why don't you have it on your house? You should make sure that the safest place to be during a storm is where you're telling your children the safest place to be is, which is inside your house. Let Midwest Lightning Rods help design the system that you need to make sure that your home is a safe haven during the storm season. Reach out at lightningstrikes-weprotect.com or give them a call at 872-4676. Thank you again very much for the sponsors helping us bring this great content, for supporting the show, and thank you guys for watching. Until next time, be kind to each other and be easy.
Welcome to Beyond Business, where stories come alive. With guests from every corner, we're ready to dive. New episode every 5 days, new voices to share. Laughs and insights, we're all in this affair. Beyond Business, come take a seat. Join the conversation, it's a journey that's sweet. Life lessons learned and laughter from the heart. With every episode we're making a start.